Welcome to Smoky, Missoula, Montana. Chris Stratton here with Taylor Featherman for game number 12 of the 2017 Northwest AA Regional Tournament here in Missoula, Montana at Ogren Park Allegiance Field, home of the Missoula Osprey Pioneer League baseball team of the Arizona Diamondbacks affiliate rookie ball team. We've got Taylor Featherman in the booth with us with the Missoula Prep Sports Network. He is working vigorously on stats and getting things ready to go so that you have all the information you need on this live stream. Game number 12 features Washington and Hawaii here, and this is going to be a great one. We are down to the final four teams. The Missoula Mavericks, we know, regardless of what happens with their game at 7 tonight, they are playing tomorrow in the championship game. Three of these teams, if they end up with 3-1 records, well, then that means that two of these teams come out with a 3-1 record, then that means they will play in the morning at 1 o'clock, and then the Mavericks will play in the championship game 45 minutes after that. Final four of the Northwest Regional Tournament coming up right here. We're going to go ahead and jump right into our starting lineups. Starting lineups presented by the Garden of Reading. And starting off for Hawaii, who is the visiting team, the center fielder, number 1, Brandon Nakamura. Number 11, the third baseman, Jacob Yoshino. Number 19, the first baseman, Cameron Chin, will bat third. Number 10, the right fielder, Kale Yoshino. Number 17, it will be the catcher, Kyle Layugan. Number 12 is the man on the mound, the pitcher, J.T. Naviak. He will bat sixth. Number 16, the left fielder, Micah Pai, or Scooter as I like to call him. Number 8, the second baseman, Shayuan Matsushita. And number 5, the shortstop, Cade Raposa. On the mound for Yakima Valley is number 30, Jeb Callaghan. And Nakamura comes to the plate to lead things off here for Hawaii. We'll jump in to the starting lineups for Yakima as we get through here. Our officials behind home plate, Max Cannon from Missoula, Montana. Down the first base line is Chris Aldinger. And here's the first pitch by Callaghan. That one's going to be a strike to start things out here for Nakamura. Down the first base line, Chris Aldinger. He's from Meridian, Idaho. At second base, Jeff Maxey from Greeley, Colorado, and he is the umpire-in-chief. Here's the pitch. This one will be swung on, foul down the third base line. We'll have an 0-2 count here for Nakamura. And down the third base line is Missoula, Montana's Brian Larson. So those are our officials. Umpire says 0-2, points to the mound, and we are set to go. Here's pitch number 3 by Callaghan. That one will be swung on. Pass ball, throw down to first, and that'll be out number 1.
All right, and I'm in. I'm live. I'm ready.
All right, Taylor. Good to have you in here. 2 games today, Taylor. Final 4 of the tournament.
Honolulu, Yakima, and then Lewis and Clark and the Missoula Mavericks.
So Callaghan settles on the mound. Here's the first pitch to Jacob Yoshino, the third baseman, number 11. And the pitch to Yoshino is a ball. Here's the pitch. That one's outside on the right-handed batter for ball 2.
Chris, Jacob Yoshino batting .462 so far in this tournament. 6 for 13 so far. Having a real good tournament. We've also seen him pitch a little bit here as that one's going to come down the pipe for a strike.
Folks, we want to hear from you. Where are you listening? Who you rooting for? What are you doing on this Saturday afternoon? Here's the pitch. This one will be hit out into right field, picked up on the ground, and Yoshino will get on. That will take us to the first baseman, number 19, Cameron Ching.
You know, Chris, I was talking with Mavericks pitcher Nick Jovetic just this morning, and I was talking about this Honolulu team, and about how much they remind me of the 2015 Royals, where they're not really a team that's going to hit a lot of triples or home runs. In fact, I don't think they have yet this tournament. Only 2 doubles is what they have past a single so far.
Throw to first for the pickoff. Runner gets down to second, and the second base, the shortstop can't handle the ball at second, and Yoshino will get the extra base.
But what I mean by that is that they will just bludgeon you with singles, and they're a very meticulous team. You know, they might have a slow first inning. They try to steal a lot of bases. Very, very, very coordinated with how to lay down bunts and how to advance runners. It's kind of a real fun style of baseball to watch.
Callaghan will step off the mound for a moment. Resets. The Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Here's the pitch. That one will catch the outside of the plate on the right-handed batter. Makes it 0-1 on the count. Callaghan settles. Yoshino steps from second. 2-step lead for Yoshino. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Batted down the third base line. Picked up by the third baseman. The throw to first is there, and that'll be out number 2. 2 down here. Opening half frame, Hawaii versus Washington. And that'll bring us to the twin brother at second, Kale Yoshino. And we were talking to some Hawaii parents this morning. They were helping us out with pronunciation. We really want to thank and appreciate your guys' patience, the Hawaii fans.
They're the best.
And they were giving us some spelling pronunciations, but they were saying that the Yoshino brothers were twins. That one's going to bounce in front of the plate for ball 1. We want to hear from you guys. It is at MPSN 406 on Facebook and Twitter. If you don't have social media, that's okay. You can send us an email. Go to our website, mpsn406.com. Go to the Contact Us page, and we'll give you some love on air. Here's the pitch. That one is outside, and we have a 2-0 count here for the right fielder.
Just being patient here. Yoshino trying to score his brother, which is very possible. We've seen both Kale and Jacob very aggressive at the plate, but kind of a different approach today. Really watching those balls roll in.
Here's the pitch. This one's going to be fouled off into the netting right over the head of the on-deck man. Yoshino will practice swing and then steps back into the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. His brother will step away from second, 2-step lead. Callaghan will nod at the pitch, checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch. That one will come outside, and we go to a 3-0 count here. Callaghan's one appearance here in the tournament, 2 innings pitched, 2 runs off of 1 hit, 1 earned run. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one's going to bounce out to the shortstop. He'll get it in the dirt. The throw to first is in time, and that retires the side. Hawaii, they'll put one on. They'll leave him there, and it will remain 0s on the scoreboard. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Fitness is way easier when you're a part of an amazing support group. And group fitness classes at Fuel Fitness offer something for every interest at every ability level. The Fuel Fitness monthly calendar includes cycling, yoga, kickboxing, muscle pump, ULA, kettlebell, and so much more. I know, so cool, right? With a facility this big, there's always room for you. Make new Fuel friends and find out more at clubfuelfitness.com or take a tour at 1934 Brooks in the Holiday Village, Missoula. It's open 24/7.
Looking to build your sports apparel collection? Can't find your favorite player's jersey? Visit our friends at RA, Missoula's only recycled activewear store. With a huge selection of jerseys, activewear, and the largest selection of used sporting goods, RA is your one-stop shop location. Check out their online store at www.stores.ebay.com/recycled activewear and check out RA's selection of recycled active gear. RA Recycled Activewear is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. Welcome back to Missoula, Montana. Chris Stratton here with Taylor Featherman for the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. We've got the Final Four going on. First game, Washington and Hawaii. And our starting lineups are Garden of Eden starting lineups for Yakima Valley. They're 44-8. And leading off is number 14, the center fielder, Bryce Hegelson. The shortstop, number 5, Dak Archer, is up next. Batting third is a third baseman, number 2, Justin Vanderbrake. Batting fourth is number 4, the second baseman, Xander Orudis. The first baseman, number 32, Court Dietrich. Number 11, the catcher, Eric Towsley. Batting seventh is a designated hitter, number 44, Cody Crow. The right fielder, number 10, Spencer Bailey. And rounding it out, number 20, the left fielder, Michael Belton. Helgeson will step to the plate for his first at-bat.
Just in the nick of time, Chris. Good work.
And on the mound, J.T. Naviak for Hawaii. Here's the pitch. That one will come high and inside for ball 1. This is Naviak's first appearance on the mound in the tournament. We've seen him playing field, and he has done a great job out there. And he's got a pretty good bat, too.
Yeah, Naviak, the shortstop in the previous game, pretty good offensively. Defensively, he had a couple struggles with a couple throws to first, but more so just trying to get the ball out of the glove was the issue.
Here's the pitch. That one's going to come inside for strike 1, and we go to a 2-1 count here for the leadoff batter, Helgeson.
Well, and Helgeson, Chris, got a lot of pops, 6 RBIs so far in this tournament with 1 home run.
This one's going to bounce down the third base line, and we'll even the count out at 2. Had another treat here from the Hawaii fans. They gave us some chocolates.
Unreal.
That they've been just unreal. We want to thank them for that.
Absolutely.
That's just unbelievable. That ball is in front of the plate, and we'll go to a full count at 3-2. We've gotten a lot of love from all of the fans all the way across the board here. We appreciate the fact that you guys have been sending us your what you're doing and who you're rooting for. That's really awesome. You're the ones that make these kids feel like the heroes that they are, and we just wanted to facilitate this so that you could root on their. That one's going to be fouled off. Helgeson will stay alive with a 3-2 count there. But we really appreciate it, folks. We wanted to do this because we know it's a hard turnaround with these tournaments, and we knew that the long distance, a lot of parents and fans couldn't travel, and so that's the reason why we put this all together. Helgeson settles back in, full count at 3-2. Bottom of the first, no score on the raw recycled activewear scoreboard, and they're going to go ahead and walk the batter.
Lead off walk, Chris. We've seen this before. That's actually how Honolulu started off their game last night. Lead off walk followed by a single and then a sacrifice bunt to advance the runners. Will be interesting to see here. I mean, that's kind of the go-to now with a runner on, no out. Just try to advance them. That's the main goal of these at-bats.
That brings up the shortstop, number 5, Dak Archer. He settles into the hockey lacrosse with batter's box. The first pitch is a ball as the catcher comes up quick as the runner at first was looking to go. And that would be Kyle Layugan behind the plate for Hawaii. He looks towards the first base dugout. That's where Hawaii is. And now Naviak ready for the pitch. They'll throw to first. Runner gets back, diving back in. Naviak settles on the mound. No outs here. 1 runner on for Washington. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be bounced out past the first baseman. It'll roll towards the fringe. The right fielder will pick it up. And that will get the runners at first and second with no outs here for Washington.
Just a little blooper right between first and second, more so on the first base side. But the first baseman was kind of standing pat to see if he could freeze Helgeson and prevent him from running was Ching. And then that just rolled right through. I think he was kind of expecting Matsushita from second to get over and grab it, but I think there's just a little miscommunication among the basemen. But it's early in the game.
And looking at Hawaii getting into where they are here, they've been low-scoring games. I mean, they would win over Bozeman of Montana 6-2. They would beat Cheyenne 7-4, and then they would fall to Missoula last night 10-4, as that pitch is a strike for number 2, Justin Vanderbrake, the third baseman, his first pitch of the game. So they've scored some low-scoring games, and then on the other side of it, Washington 13-11 over the Twins of Idaho. Here's the pitch. outside a ball, and then they would lose to the Mavericks 21-14, and then yesterday's game was in a 9-8 win over Medford. So they've put up some runs here. Hawaii's beaten you defensively, and Washington's been in it with their bats. Here's the pitch by Naviak. That one's outside. And we've got a 2-1 pitch here for the second baseman.
These teams kind of both play a similar style, but Yakima able to hit the long ball a little bit better than Honolulu. But Honolulu, a very gritty team. Like I said, they'll just bludgeon you with singles.
And solid infield. Here's the pitch. Catches the plate, evens the count out at 2.
Yeah, I mean, in those first two games, Honolulu's infield defensively was just absolute nails. But then we saw last night, Chris, a couple different errors in the infield as far as defense goes. That kind of hindered Honolulu's ability to.
And you know that 14 runs that Washington would have against the Mavericks, that would normally win you a game in 99.9% of all games, but the Mavericks just throwing up another touchdown over the top of it, making it 21-14. That one's fouled off down the first base line. And Vanderbrake will stay alive at the even count at 2.
Runners on first and second, no outs here, Chris. This is a big opportunity for Washington. Vanderbrake batting .615 so far this tournament. Nothing to be embarrassed about.
Here's the pitch. This one's going to be hit towards the shortstop. He can't get it. It rolls into center field. They'll bring the runner around from second. He goes around third. The throw home is not going to be their time. And Washington will strike blood first with a run. The runner gets on with a RBI. And it's 1-0 Washington on the raw scoreboard. That's going to mean a meeting on the mound now with the head coach of Hawaii, Mura Maru, with his pitcher. The infield comes in.
Well, and Chris, right there, we just saw Justin Vanderbrake do what he does best, and that is just get something out. We've seen him so far this tournament with 5 singles and 3 triples. 3 triples might be amongst the most in the tournament. I mean, holy cow, he's been seeing the ball so well. Batting .615, that's the highest of any player in today's ball game, and with a high slugging percentage too, as I'm sure you could imagine. But also, Chris, 5 walks. I mean, Vanderbrake is just having a really, really, really good tournament, as now we'll see Orudis come up here to the plate. Another player who's having a great tournament.
Xander Orudis, who's also had time on the mound, he's at second base today. He's played very well. No outs here. Runners at first and second. Washington leads 1-0 over Hawaii here in the bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be hit into left field. It's got some air underneath it. The left fielder is there for the out. The runners hold at first and second, and that'll be 1 down.
Well, that was a great play out there by Micah Pye, excuse me. He was able to field the ball cleanly right through the air. Good pop out, but then he was able to pop up with it very fast to freeze the runners from tagging from first and second to second and third. So now you keep runners out of scoring positions with 1 out. That was a big play.
And that'll bring us to the first baseman, number 32, Court Dietrich. First pitch to Dietrich is a strike. Dietrich, I can see why they put him down at first base. He's a lanky young man. You want that stretch out there for when those heaters come in from shortstop and third. That one's going to be outside. Makes it even at 1.
Well, and I want to apologize. That previous game we did for Yakima against the Mavericks, I was calling him Colt Dietrich, but I believe that's what my score sheet said. So
that is what the score. They had a mispronunciation, and
there.
yesterday they had that. And that one's going to be fouled off. And they had, I believe, his mother came to the booth yesterday and corrected the scorer and the PA Paul Yarbrough to make sure it was corrected, and that's what it's actually in the manual here, the game day flyer that they hand out here that's got the bracket and everything in it.
I was going to say, I was pretty sure I wasn't just screwing that up, but I just did want to apologize for that real quick. It sucks when your name gets mispronounced.
1-2 count here, the umpire says. He settles back in. Naviak checks the runner at second. There's 1 at first as well. Here's the pitch. This one will be swung on. He got a piece of it, so he'll stay alive with a 1-2 count.
Well, that was just a good bat there by Court. I mean, he could tell that he was going to swing through it, even though think he thinks he's maybe struck out.
They're going to say he's out. That should be the end of the inning then. No, that's only 2 down.
It looked like he fouled that one off, but...
Well, with some confusion on the field here, that'll bring number 11, the catcher, Eric Towsley. And that puts 2 down with runners at first and second. Washington leads Hawaii 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. Here's the pitch by Naviak. That one's going to be low for ball 1. We want to send a thank you out as well for Paul Sopko, Matt Ellis, and Bill Dahlgren, who put this tournament together. They're the 3 heads of the monster they call the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. We'll have it here in Missoula as well for 2018. And that pitch is a ball to Towsley. But a shout out to them. They've done a great job hosting here, and they've done a lot to make sure that everybody's having a good time. And I haven't heard nothing but love for what's going on here. So thanks to those guys for putting on the tournament here. Here's the pitch by Naviak. This one will be batted down, foul. It'll hop towards the first base dugout, and it'll be 1-2.
Towsley having a great tournament so far from the plate, batting .375, has played in all 3 games, 6 hits and 16 at-bats. So Towsley settles in. Here's the pitch. That'll be fouled directly at us here, and he'll stay alive with a 1-2 count. So far, Naviak pretty aggressive with his strikes. Out of his 20 pitches thrown so far, 12 of which have been in the zone. Really just attacking the corner so far. Runner step away from first and second. 2 outs here, bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. Outside, and we go to an even count at 2. That'll prompt Layugan to head to the mound and converse with Naviak. And that'll bring up Cody Crow to restock Cannon with a new load of balls here. And Layugan heads back and settles behind the plate. The next game is at 7, folks. It's Idaho and Montana, 2 teams that are familiar with each other. The Lewis and Clark Twins have been to Missoula several times for a tournament, and Missoula's been to Idaho as well for their tournament. This one's going to be in the dirt. So that should be a good game. They always battle it out against each other. Now that's Lewiston, right? Yeah. Wasn't sure. Yes, sir. They go by Lewis and Clark. Yep, Lewis and Clark Twins is what their club name. Team, yeah. Gotcha. Well, it's kind of in that little area in Idaho, Washington, where there's, you're real close to each other. So, like up in the Panhandle or down in the south, like towards Boise and stuff. Oh, Boise is such a drive from here. Oh, I know. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be hit high into left field. Pye is there. He searches for it and gets it in the glove, and that will expire the inning. Washington will get one on. They'll get one on the board. They'll leave 2 on base, and they'll lead 1-0. Top of the second in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome to Access Fitness, where there's no initiation fees and no contracts. You just get results. With the top-of-the-line equipment to help you reach your fitness goals at your convenience, and 5 locations in western Montana cities, no matter where you venture, you can access your fitness home. Access Fitness is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can work out at your schedule. Access Fitness, no initiation fees, no contracts, just results. Access Fitness is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament.
Do you have a sweet video of your sports athlete? Did you experience a sports-altering moment or something at a sporting event that wowed the crowd? Go to our homepage at www.mpsn406.com and click on the Contact Us tab at the bottom of the homepage. Email us your video. We'll choose a new one every Monday, and yours just might go viral. Visit us today at MPSN406 on Facebook and Twitter. MPSN.com, Missoula's home for Missoula Prep Sports Heroes. Welcome back to Missoula, Montana, smoky Missoula, Montana, as we are set to go with the top of the second here at Ogren Park Allegiance Field. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman bringing you the call here on the Missoula Prep Sports Network of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. We are in the final 4, the last 4 teams. Right now we've got Washington and Hawaii going on, and Washington leads Hawaii 1-0. The next game up is scheduled for 7 o'clock. That'll be Idaho and Montana, the Missoula Mavericks and Lewis and Clark Twins. Leading off the inning for Hawaii will be the catcher, number 17, Kyle Layugan. And on the mound for Washington is number 30, the right-handed pitcher, Jeb Callaghan.
Layugan so far only one hit in this whole tournament, but that hit was for a big double that ended up bringing home 3 runs. We'll see if he can build on that today. I know he's looking to get going here.
Let us know you're watching, folks, as the first pitch comes down. It will be a ball. Layugan will lay off on it. Let us know that you're watching, who you're rooting for, where you're at. Send us a tweet at MPSN406 on Facebook and Twitter. And then if you don't have social media, that's okay. Send us an email. Go to MPSN406.com. Go to the Contact Us page and just send us an email. Let us know. Maybe send us a picture of what you guys have going on. If you've got a little group going on, listening or watching the game, let us know. Here's the pitch. That one will be outside. And we go to a 2-1 count. And if you're watching online at MPSN406.com, well, we've got an app. If you need to run some errands or go somewhere, download the app. Just search Missoula Prep Sports Network. This one's going to be inside. And we go to a 3-1 count here for the catcher. Umpire says even at 2. Here's the pitch. This one's going to bean off of Layugan, and he'll get the base. That'll take us to the pitcher for Hawaii, J.T. Naviak. Naviak looks down the third base line to get the signal. Top of the second here, Washington leads Hawaii 1-0 on the raw recycled activewear scoreboard. Here's the pitch. Showing bunt. It'll be low for ball 1.
Naviak didn't make an appearance in that very first game Honolulu played against the Bozeman Bucks, but since then he's been playing in the last 2 games, and he's been playing well. 5 of 10 so far at the dish, batting a perfect 500.
Here's the pitch. Bunt laid down the first base line. First baseman comes up. Second baseman's there to cover the tag, and the out at first, number 1, but the sack bunt does its job. Movement as Hawaii's got a runner at second.
Chris, as we get one of the smoke jumper planes flying overhead.
Neptune Aviation, those boys work so hard this time of year trying to help all over with the fires that are going on. Boys are busy. We've got smoke-filled air. What would you say? We've got a mile, maybe 2 mile visibility?
I don't know. It's probably the worst it's been since I've been doing this.
Outside, ball 1. That would be number 16. The left fielder, Michael Pye. I called him Scoots last night. What was your nickname for him?
The Wheelman.
The Wheelman. We'll go with the Wheelman. Callaghan checks the runner at second. 2-step lead. Here's the pitch. That one's high for ball 1.
I don't know.
For a ball, I should say, as we've got 2 on the board.
We had the banquet Tuesday night here in Missoula, and the smoke was pretty bad that night when all the teams were here and we were able to just sit around and hang out. But since then, it kind of cleared up and we got a nice break from the smoke. Almost perfect for the tournament as well. But I don't know, Chris. This might be as bad as it's been
since the fire started. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be fouled off into the picnic area down the first base line for the Missoula Osprey. Missoula Osprey are the Pioneer League rookie ball team that are letting us use the facility for this tournament. They're on the road. Had their all-star break last week, and then they started back up, I believe it was Thursday night. Here's the pitch. They're in Orem. That one's going to catch the plate. Evens the count out at 2. 1 out here, runner at second. Washington leads 1-0 on the raw recycled activewear scoreboard.
Well, and Chris Pye, another player just like Naviak who didn't play in that opening game Wednesday.
That one will be swung on, and Callaghan will have a K for out number 2.
his second of the night. But what I was saying, Pi, one of those players who wasn't in that first game Wednesday night, but has been in both the rest of the time, Thursday, Friday, and now here today. But has been kind of a shot in the arm for this team with a couple big RBIs, some of which that really clinched that game against Cheney.
That'll take us to the second baseman, number 8, Shion Matsushita, and his first pitch will be fouled off for strike 1. Oh, I completely agree about Pi. I mean, he's just been a pick-me-up for this Hawaii team. Mid-Pacific is the official team name, Mid-Pacific 19 for Hawaii, and then for Yakima, for Washington, it's the Yakima Pepsi Pack. That's their Legion official name.
Huh.
Here's the pitch. That one will be inside on Matsushita.
Matsushita, Chris, we saw him come in that Cheyenne game and pitch 8 innings in relief for Shane Adams, and 8 masterful innings. Only 6 hits and 1 run allowed in those 8. 10 strikeouts as well.
Here's the pitch. That one's going to bean right off the number 8 on the back of Matsushita. He'll rub his back as he runs down the line. And now with 2 outs here, Hawaii's got runners at first and second. And that brings up the shortstop, number 5, Cabe Raposo. And throughout this tournament, it's been a spree on 2 outs of runs.
Well, and right there, Matsushita reaches base via hit by pitch, the second of the inning here so far for Callaghan. As we'll see Raposo, step up into the Hockey Wolf and the Cross Wolf batter's box here.
Here's the pitch. That one will be inside. It will catch Raposo on the elbow, and the bases will load with 2 outs here. We swing to the top of the batting order, and that'll take us to Nakamura, the center fielder.
Well, and Chris, that's every base runner on right now. All 3 of them are on, as we see now Coach Mike Archer making his way out of the Yakima dugout to come have a chat with his pitcher. But all 3 base runners right now, Chris, are on because of that hit by pitch, which is a tough break.
You know, Taylor, I know you're a sports junkie like me, and you've got the active wear just like I do, the jerseys, the hats, the T-shirts. If you're looking for a place to get your gear, check out our friends at Raw Activewear. They've got a great website. Raw Activewear, an official sponsor of the Northwest Regional Tournament. As the conference is broken up by Cannon. We settle back in here with Nakamura. Runners at each one of the bases, 2 outs. Jeb Callaghan on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Here's the pitch. This one will be swung on and missed for a strike.
Well, and Nakamura has been one of the more exciting players to watch on this Honolulu team so far, Chris. Last night, he had 3 straight singles at one point in the ball game. Nakamura very efficient up here at the plate.
Here's the pitch. This one will be swung on and missed for strike 2. 0-2 count here. 2 outs, loaded bases. Top of the second. Washington leads Hawaii 1-0, but Hawaii with a threat here. In the Access Fitness on-deck circle is Jacob Yoshino.
Chris, we also saw Nakamura come in last night and pitch 2 innings as runners going to get trapped in a pickle between first and second. And now they'll go home, and he's going to be tagged out at home. And, Chris, that will end the inning as Layugan got forced to run as his runner on first got caught in a pickle, had to run from third to home.
All right. Drama at the end of at the middle of the second. We'll be back in 60 seconds with Washington's portion. They lead 1-0 on the Raw scoreboard. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
For over over 30 years, Garden of Eden has passionately pursued to aid Missoula's area churches in their mission to evangelize the surrounding areas. Garden of Eden has a large stock of books, gifts, music, toys, and more. Stop in to visit their full-service coffee bar and luscious homemade fudge. Shop their online store and get free shipping on orders of $69 or more. Visit them at www.shopgardenofreden.com or stop by their store at 2621 Brooks. Garden of Eden is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports and the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Advertising on the web can be intimidating. Where do you start? What is the most effective way to reach the audience you are targeting? Milk Crate Media can help you reach your audience, whether it's social media marketing or creating a unique commercial for streaming or radio advertising. Milk Crate Media can help you build a new website or rebuild your existing website and will bring users back again and again. Visit www.mcratemedia.com today. Milk Crate Media is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports in Missoula and the surrounding valley. Welcome back to Smoky, Missoula, Montana. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman here for the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we have continued coverage of the Northwest Regional Tournament here. Our leadoff batter on the inning for Washington is the designated hitter, number 44, Cody Crow, and he is going to step into the plate here as Layugan steps in front of the plate.
Well, and Chris, I just during the break got on Twitter and saw a tweet by Mandy Cakes that was retweeted by the Missoula Weather Service of the smoke in the valley.
First pitch by Naviak is outside on the left-handed batter for ball one. We got a message here on Facebook from Tammy Yasuda. Aloha, thank you for broadcasting so we can see the games in Hawaii. Go Owls.
What I was going to say is I retweeted the picture of the smoke in the valley, so anyone who wants to see kind of what that looks like up from the hills, you're more than welcome to at MPSN406 on Twitter.
That pitch is outside. Go to a 2-1 count. J.T. Naviak on the mound. Cunningham Law pitcher's mound for Hawaii. That pitch outside. Catches the plate, though. And we'll even the count out at 2. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one will bounce out. Second baseman will pick it up on the hop. The throw to first is there in time, and that will be out number 1. That'll take us to the right fielder, number 10, Spencer Bailey. He looks down the third base line as Archer signals the call. And he settles into the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box.
In 3 games for Spencer Bailey, all 3 started. He's batting .333. Chris, that's a lot of threes. 5 hits in 15 at-bats. But 6 runs scored as he's walked a few times. First pitch going to be outside for ball 1 from Naviak.
Naviak settles. Here's the pitch. That one inside on the right-handed batter. Makes it 2-0 on the count. Here's the pitch. That one's a low outside. And we'll go to 3-0 here. We are in the bottom of the second. Washington leads Hawaii 1-0. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Let us know who you're rooting for. That one's going to walk the batter. And that'll take us to the left fielder, number 20, Mitchell Belton. So Bailey gets the base off the walk.
Well, and Belton, another player with a high RBI number, already 3 in the tournament. 15 at-bats, 4 hits, 3 runs scored. And Spencer Bailey, someone who's scored a lot of runs for this team, 6. See if he can't get him home.
Melton showing bunt. Belton showing bunt. And that one will be popped up. Second shortstop's got it, and that'll be out number 2. So he showed bunt and swung. That'll swing us to the top of the batting order for Washington as Bryce Hegelson will come to the plate, the center fielder, and Dak Archer goes to the Access Fitness on deck circle. Runner at first steps away. 2 outs. Naviak settles on the mound. Here's the pitch. That one will be across the plate for strike one. Runner steps away from first. Naviak with the pitch. Runner's going to go. This one will be swung on and missed. The throw to second is there, but it's high. Runner will advance to second, and we'll have strike two on the board.
What an athletic play by Raposo. He wasn't able to get the out, but the pass was airmailed that would be well over a lot of players' heads out there, but he jumped clear up in the air, quite the vertical on him too. He might be able to get rim on a basketball court, I don't know. But pulled it down and tried to swing for the tag and just dove under him.
Here's the pitch. Outside. Runner steps away from second, two-step lead. Eggleston settles in, the pitch, swung on, foul down the third base line, and he'll stay alive with a 1-2 count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Washington leads Hawaii 1-0. Mid-Pacific of Hawaii, Yakima Pepsi Pack out of Washington.
Chris, Eggleston's got quite a bit of pop. He's already hit a home run so far in this tournament, which is not a very frequent thing here at the Legion Bowl. Only a handful of home runs hit. 6 RBIs for him on 10 hits, batting .588.
We've seen quite a few pop over the wall this week. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one's going to be hit hard into left field, and it'll be caught to retire the inning. So Hawaii holds off Washington after getting 2 on, and they'll have their chance to get back into it down 1-0. Top of the third in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is Missoula's one-stop shop for all your hockey and lacrosse needs.
Check this out.
It may be warm outside, but you can still take care of your hockey fix in their 1/3 sized indoor rink.
Really? Wow, crazy.
Stop in to 1010 North Avenue West and see what they have in store for your hockey needs. Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. The Missoula Prep Sports Network is Missoula's home for local sports. MPSN406.com has the news on Missoula and surrounding communities' sports heroes. Our mission is to make our local sports heroes feel just like sports heroes. Visit us today at www.mpsn406.com. Follow us on Twitter at MPSN406. MPSN406.com, Missoula's home for its prep sports heroes.
Welcome back to Ogren Park, Allegiance Field. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman for the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we're covering the 2017 Northwest Regional AA Legion Baseball Tournament. And we've got a Facebook's message here from Melinda Warren, watching Yakima Valley versus Hawaii from Selah, Washington. Thanks for broadcasting. Thanks for getting a hold of us there, Melinda. Leadoff batter on the inning for Hawaii here at the top of the third. Is Nakamura. Here's the pitch. That one will catch the outside of the plate for strike one. In the on deck, number 11, Jacob Yoshino. For Washington, on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound, Jeb Callaghan. Here's the pitch. That one will be outside. Evens the count out at 1.
Nakamura struck out to open the game for Honolulu.
That one's going to bean off the shoulder, and that'll be the third HBP in 2 innings.
Fourth. He had 3
4,
just
that's
below
right.
the bases.
That's correct.
Chris, we get a tweet rolling in here from one of our favorites, Kim Campbell. Shout out to JT, stay strong, sending love from Cali, go Owls, JT Naviak, obviously, who she's referring to, who's doing pretty good on the mound so far. Only 2 hits allowed and 1 run so far in 2 innings.
That'll take us to the third baseman, Jacob Yoshino. No outs here. Runner at first for Hawaii. Callaghan settles on the mound. Here's the pitch. That one will be on the outside of the plate for strike one. Runner dances at first. You know, one of the aspects of the game I really enjoy is that head game that the runners play. We've talked about it before, but it's just a lot of fun to watch those games that the runners play with the pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. It's a constant struggle trying to hold runners as we see another pitch out to first, keeping an eye over there on Nakamura. But, yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, there's a lot of different tactics there, whether you look them off or your catcher can play a big role in trying to hold them. There's a lot that goes into that.
Yoshino settles back into the hockey lacrosse Wolf batter's box, and they'll throw back to first. Nakamura gets back standing up. Yoshino looks down the third base line. Dun Maru is the manager and the third base coach. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be hit high into center field. Center fielder's going to ride out there, and he's going to hit it, just be short. That'll bring runners around. They'll bring the runner around. Nope, they're going to hold him at third, and with a stand-up double, Hawaii, with no outs here, threatening to get back into it. They're down 1-0 to Washington on the Raw scoreboard.
Well, and Chris, that there is just the third double Hawaii has had, or third hit, I should even say, greater than a single that Hawaii has had so far this tournament, and Jacob Yoshino reins it in.
That'll bring us to the first baseman, Cameron Ching.
Ching grounded out in that first inning. We'll see if he's able to score a couple runners here with runners at second and third, no outs.
Callaghan settles on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball one. And this is really where Hawaii gets things going, is when they get their runners in the late bases, in the deep bases, I should say, they can really hurt you. Here's the pitch. That one catches the plate. Strike one.
Well, Chris, with runners at second and third with no outs, a great opportunity here for Honolulu to put up some runs, potentially tie the game, or I would say even more, as we see Ching now set here in the box.
Here's the pitch. That one will be outside. In the Access Fitness on-deck circle is Kale Yoshino. He's warming up out there.
Well, and Cameron Ching up to bat. We talked about it a couple times with Naviak and Pai, but didn't play in that very first game for this Hawaii team.
And Callaghan will step off. The runners will go back to their bases at second and third. We talked about the smoke and the fires in the area. We would actually have a California firefighter fall this week in the fire that is real close to town here, the Lolo Peak fire, trying to protect us, protect our community here, and our hearts and prayers go out to that family. We had a local boy that also, a couple of weeks ago, former Hellgate High School lacrosse player. That one's outside. He would lose his life protecting, I believe it was in Oregon or California. I can't remember which fire he was at, but trying to protect communities there. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. And that'll make it a full count at 3-2. Runners at second and third. Go ahead, Taylor.
Since Ching has stepped in here for this team in the 2 games he's played, batting 4 out of 8, .500 so far with a ground out earlier in the action today.
Here's the pitch. That one will catch the plate, and he'll strike out the batter, and Max Cannon with the phone book rip.
And that's the 3rd strikeout so far here for Callaghan, but also struggling with control with 4 hit by pitches. But no.
That'll take us to the right field. Right fielder, Kale Yoshino. Sorry, Taylor, didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're good.
So runners at second and third, 1 out here. Top of the 3rd. First pitch to Yoshino is a ball.
Once again, we see Kale Yoshino up to bat with an opportunity to drive in his brother, but also with Nakamura hanging out there on third base.
put Kyle Layugan in the Access Fitness on-deck circle, and another hit by pitch that loads the bases here with one out. And Archer's already been out to the mound for a conference. And we're in the third with one down here. That'll bring up the catcher, Kyle Layugan. And JT Naviak goes to the on-deck.
That there is the 5th hit by pitch tonight we've seen by Callaghan. That's 5 bases allowed. Now with runners at every base, bases loaded with one out. A great opportunity here for Honolulu. As we'll see Layugan step up here to bat.
Here's the pitch by Callaghan. It'll be inside, catches the plate for strike one. And we see movement in the Mike's Print and Copy bullpen. I believe number 22, Riley Quincy, will be the man on the mound, warming up down there. Here's the pitch. This one will be hit down the first baseline foul. It'll land in the little area between the field and the railroad tracks.
Well, it looks like Bailey Capoletti is also going to be down there warming up. As they'll get
okay, yeah, they've got Quincy as the guard there, and it is Capoletti that is warming up. Loaded bases here for Hawaii. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be hit out by Layugan to the second baseman. The throw to second is there. They don't make the throw to first. They get the out at second. The runner comes home, and Hawaii strikes blood, tying it up at 1 on the Raw Recycled Activewear scoreboard.
Well, that was just, Nakamura got on base by that hit by pitch early on, and then Jacob Yoshino doubled.
That'll take us to the pitcher, JT Naviak. 2 outs here, runners on the corners for Hawaii. They've tied it up at 1 here in the top of the third. We've got action in the Mike's Print and Copy bullpen for Washington. Bailey Capoletti on the mound, warming up. Callaghan now sets on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be low for ball 1.
Naviak with a ground out earlier in the game, but now runners at the corners, 1 out.
That one's going to be chopped. Foul in the on deck.
Ooh.
That one land on the decking right out there.
Straight into the concessions, actually.
Ooh.
Looks like everyone's all right, though.
Yeah, they ducked out of the way. I didn't hear a squeal, though, so I think everybody's okay. Callaghan sets for the pitch. Here's the pitch. This one bounced out to the second baseman. He'll pick it up in the dirt. The throw to first gets there. That will retire the side. Hawaii strikes back, evens it up at 1 here in the top of the third. We'll be back in 60 seconds with Washington's portion of the third right here on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Mike's Print and Copy is your locally owned print shop. Whether it's custom letterhead or business cards, Mike and his friendly staff understand that your business is important to you and will make sure that your project is handled in a professional and timely manner. Drop into Mike's Print and Copy to have them take care of your printing needs. Stop by 1503 South Russell or give them a call today at 406-728-3363 to have Mike's Print and Copy take care of your printing needs. Mike's Print and Copy is a proud sponsor of high school sports in Missoula and the surrounding community. Wondering what this week's fishing conditions are like in western Montana? The Missoula Prep Sports Network has you covered. Stop by our website, www.mpsn406.com weekly to get the I Fly Fish Montana fishing alert. David Dietrich and the crew at I Fly Fish Montana have you covered when it comes to all things fly fishing. Visit iflyfishmontana.com to get the latest reviews on fly shop, river conditions, and more. Follow I Fly Fish Montana on Instagram to relive their fishing experiences. I Fly Fish Montana is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Welcome back to Smoky, Missoula, Montana. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman for the MPSN 406 coverage of the Missoula Prep Sports Network, I should say, coverage of the 2017 Northwest Regional AA Legion Baseball Tournament. And we are in the final 4 of the tournament. 2 games today and the championship game and another play-in game tomorrow. And leading off here for Washington here in the bottom of the third is the shortstop, Dak Archer. Game tied at 1. Washington and Hawaii on the Raw Recycled Activewear scoreboard. Archer settles in to the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Max Cannon The umpire points to the pitcher's mound, and JT Noviak with the pitch is low and outside for ball 1. The Access Fitness on-deck circle for Washington is Justin Vandebrake. Here's the pitch by Noviak. That one's going to be outside, just about the same line as the first one to make it 2-0 on the count. Here's the pitch, outside. 3-0 on the count. Noviak settles in. Archer ready for the pitch. Lyugon settles behind the plate. Here's the pitch. They'll go ahead and walk the leadoff batter on the inning here. That'll take us to the third baseman, Justin Vandebrake. And Xander Orudis goes to the Access Fitness on-deck circle.
Well, and we've seen Vanderbrake coming up to bat once again. Earlier in the day, we saw him step up with Archer and Helgelson on base. But now it'll just be Archer. That's the third walk so far from Noviak.
He'll settle on the mound. Runner steps away from first. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be hit out towards short. Short can't get to it. He dives for it. It'll roll out into left field. And with no outs here, Washington will have runners at first and second, with the second baseman, Xander Orudis, coming to the plate.
That's another single back-to-back for Vanderbrake. Now, as we'll see, Orudis, the man who hit that towering home run yesterday, step into the Hockey Wolf Lacrosse Wolf batter's box.
At Ogren Park Allegiance Field here, it is 309 down the third baseline, 398 to center field, and 287 down the first baseline. And we've got action in the Mike Sprint and Copy bullpen for Hawaii, as that pitch will be a ball to Orudis. So it's a smaller park than what the Missoula Mavericks normally play. Archer says he wants a moment, calls time, and Orudis will head down the third baseline to converse with his coach.
Well, and that Shane Adams, out there in the Honolulu bullpen, and we've seen him pitch before. He started off that game against Cheyenne, that long one, but only did an inning and 2/3 with 3 hits, 3 runs, and 3 earned runs.
Orudis settles back in to the Hockey and Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Runners at first and second step away. Here's the pitch by Noviak, and that one will catch the plate. And we're at a even count at 1 now for Orudis. Noviak settles on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Runners step from their bases. Noviak ready for the pitch, checks the runner at second. He's got a 1.5-step lead. Here's the pitch. That one will catch the plate for a strike, and we've got a 1-2 count here. Did you see the move by the shortstop out there for Hawaii?
Yeah,
Raposa kind of danced around the front of the runner at second.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. Ran in like he was going to try to get a pitch out there from...
This one will be bounced down the third baseline. The third baseman, he'll throw to second, gets the out. They don't go to first. They've got one down here with runners at first and third for Washington, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Court Dietrich.
Well, and that's a tough play there from Honolulu. They should have been able to turn 2 there. The third baseman down there snagged it, and that's Jacob Yoshino. And then he looked to try to get the tag, but the runner was nowhere near him, so he went to second, thinking second can go to first, and then second.
Part of that was the runner at second sliding in to prevent that.
Yeah,
wasn't
absolutely.
anything dangerous, mind you, not at all, but doing exactly what he was coached to do and preventing that throw to first.
For sure.
We've had some controversial ones at the MLB level. First and third are the runners with 1 out here for Washington. They'll go back to first for the pickoff. In the on-deck circle for Washington, the Access Fitness on-deck circle, is Eric Towsley. 1 down here, bottom of the third. Runner looks like he's going to go. The pitch is a ball to Dietrich. And the catchers, always so optimistic, they keep their leg guards on while they're in that Access Fitness batter's box. Runner at first steps away. Naviak with the pitch. This one will be batted down the third base line. They say foul. And we'll have an even count at 1 as Adams warms up in the Mike's print and copy bullpen for Hawaii. Bottom of the third. Washington and Hawaii tied at 1. 2 of the final 4 teams here in the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. Winner of the tournament moves on to Shelby, North Carolina for the Legion Series. And Naviak steps off the plate. Everybody goes back to their bases. And Dietrich settles back into the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Pitch. Batted down. The third baseman once again. The throw to second. The throw to first is there in time. And they get the double play. The 5-4-3 double play. And they nip it in the bud right there. We're tied at 1 going into the top of the 4th. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Stitches of Missoula is your resource for embroidery and screen printing. Stitches can handle your large-scale projects for your team, special event, or for your organization. With their on-site graphic artists and design support team, Stitches can help you turn your idea into a compelling logo. Give Stitches a call today at 406-529-2632 to speak with their super friendly staff. Stitches is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Stitches, we make you look good.
Feel stuck to your computer when you're cheering on your Prep Sports hero when you can't make it to the game? Well, now you don't have to. The Missoula Prep Sports Network has the app for all of Missoula high school sports fans.
It doesn't get any better than this. This is the future.
Just search Missoula Prep Sports Network in either the iTunes or Google Play app stores and take the game on the go.
How fantastic is that?
The Missoula Prep Sport Network knows that life is busy. You don't have time to sit by the computer. Download the app and take the game with you.
Welcome back to Ogren Park Allegiance Field, Missoula, Montana. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman for the Missoula Prep Sports Network's coverage of the Northwest Regional Tournament, Legion Baseball. Hawaii and Washington tied at 1, top of the 4th. Leadoff batter for Hawaii on the inning is number 16, Micah Pye. Wheels, as you call him.
The Wheelman.
The Wheelman.
Pye struck out earlier in the ballgame in his first at-bat.
And continuing on the mound is number 30, the right-handed pitcher, Jeb Callaghan. And looking at Callaghan's pitching stats here as they roll up here for us. 3 innings pitched, 1 run earned off of 2 hits, struck out 3, hasn't walked a batter. 51 pitches in, 27 of those are strikes, as this one is fouled up over the top of us for strike 1.
Hasn't walked a batter via balls, but has hit 5.
Pye settles in. Shayuan Matsushita in the Access Fitness on-deck circle, and that one will catch the plate for strike 2. All 8 teams in this tournament, cream of the crop for their states representing, and we've seen some great play of baseball here. That pitch will strike out the batter, and Callaghan will start out with a K on the inning. That will take us to the second baseman, Shiano Matsushita. Cade Raposa goes to the Access Fitness on-deck circle. Matsushita settles into the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. First pitch is inside on the left-handed batter for ball 1. Still have Adams warming up down there in the Mike's Print and Copy bullpen.
I'd be surprised to see him take out Naviak. I think he's doing a bang-up job so far.
Here's the pitch. That one's low and outside. And we've got a 2-0 count here for Matsushita. One out here, top of the 4th. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be fouled up back at us. And we'll have strike 1 here for the second baseman. Game number 13 coming up at 7. Idaho and Montana. Lewis and Clark twins Missoula Mavericks. This one's going to be fouled high down the third base line. It'll land about the 4th row in the general admission seating and bounce into the bathroom down the line there. So we even the count out at 2 here for Matsushita. Callaghan nods at the pitch. It's on its way. That one's going to bounce in the dirt, and we'll have a full count at 3-2. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman for the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Continued coverage of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament.
Matsushita, one of those players that got hit by a pitch last time up, as that pitch is going to hit the zone, and we'll get a walk here. Missed the zone.
So Matsushita will get on for Hawaii here in the top of the 4th with 1 down. That'll swing us to the top of the batting order. No, it will. We'll have the bottom of the batting order. The shortstop, Cade Raposo, settles in. We want to hear from you folks. Send us a tweet at MPSN406 on Twitter. Let us know where you're watching, who you're rooting for. Same on Facebook at MPSN406. If you don't have social media, that's okay. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed for a strike. Just go to our website, MPSN406.com. Click on the Contact Us at the bottom of the page and send us a message. We'll read it on air. Let everybody know who you're rooting for and what you're doing. Callaghan, who's going to throw to first. Matsushita's back, standing up. Raposo settles back in to the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Nakamura, Brandon Nakamura, in the Access Fitness on deck. This will be bounced out to shortstop. He'll throw. They'll get the double play and expire the inning. So Hawaii will get one on. They'll leave them there, and it's tied at 1 going into the bottom of the 4th. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Fitness is way easier when you're a part of an amazing support group. And group fitness classes at Fuel Fitness offer something for every interest at every ability level. The Fuel Fitness monthly calendar includes cycling, yoga, kickboxing, muscle pump, ULA, kettlebell, and so much more. I know, so cool, right? With a facility this big, there's always room for you. Make new Fuel friends and find out more at clubfuelfitness.com or take a tour at 1934 Brooks in the Holiday Village, Missoula. It's open 24/7.
Looking to build your sports apparel collection? Can't find your favorite player's jersey? Visit our friends at RA, Missoula's only recycled activewear store. With a huge selection of jerseys, activewear, and the largest selection of used sporting goods, RA is your one-stop shop location. Check out their online store at www.stores.ebay.com/recycled activewear and check out RA's selection of recycled active gear. RA Recycled Activewear is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament.
Welcome back to Smoky, Missoula, Montana. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman here on the call on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Final 4 teams of the tournament. Washington and Hawaii playing right now, tied at 1 going into the bottom of the 4th. Leadoff batter here for Washington is the catcher, Eric Towsley. I've got an email here, Taylor, from James Peterson. Would just like to say thanks to the gentleman in the booth announcing today's game. You guys are doing a great job keeping family and friend members that were not able to attend up to date on the tournament. If you would please send a shout out to number 44, Cody Crow from Yakima, from his uncle and aunt who have been watching every game on your live stream. Thanks, Jim, for sending that out there.
Yeah, Jim.
And we'll do a shout out too.
Also
aunt
follow
and uncle
us on Twitter, as now the first pitch will be a strike inside here for Yakima.
Here's the pitch by Naviak. That one will be a strike as well on Towsley. 1-2 count, says umpire Max Cannon. Settles in behind the plate. Naviak nods at the pitch. And Towsley sets in the Hockey and Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be hit into center field. Caught for out number 1. That'll bring up number 44, the designated hitter, Cody Crow.
Number 44, Cody Crow.
The young man mentioned, a shout out to him from his aunt and uncle. We appreciate you guys supporting the young men here on the field. You're the ones that make them feel like the local sports heroes that they are, whether you're cheering here at the game or you're in your home cheering them on. Here's the pitch. This one will be hit down the first base line, picked up by the first baseman. He'll race to the bag, and that'll be out number 2.
The last 2 at-bats, Towsley and Crow for Yakima, have been mirrors of their first times up. Towsley with 2 pop-outs so far, and Crow with 2 ground-outs.
So 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th. Looking at Naviak's pitching stats here now. Naviak, 3 2/3 innings, 1 run earned off of 3 hits. This one will be hit down towards shortstop. He can't get to it, and it'll roll out into left field, and that will put the runner on at first.
And that was a beautiful rip there by Spencer Bailey, right between the glove of the shortstop and the third baseman.
Naviak struck out 1, walked 3, and those are his 4th inning stats. That'll bring up the left fielder, Mitchell Belton. He'll settle into the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. First pitch by Naviak to Belton will be a strike. Runner at first dancing out there. Going into the on-deck circle for Washington is Bryce Hegelson. Naviak settles on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. 1 down here. 2 down. Here's the pitch. And that one evens the count out at 1 for Belton. Runner steps away from first. Naviak settles. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one's going to go pop out right off the end of the bat. Picked up by the third baseman. The throw to first is there on the glove, and it is retired. We go to the top of the 5th, tied at 1. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Back in 60 seconds, folks.
Some changes in life are too painful to go through alone, and Cunningham Law can help in making difficult decisions from divorce to child custody. Kyle Cunningham focuses solely on family law. Cunningham Law will help you land on your feet when big changes come to your family and life. Visit www.familylawmontana.com or give Kyle a call at 406-203-4678 today. Cunningham Law Services. You don't have to go through this alone. Cunningham Law is a proud sponsor of the Northwest Regional Tournament. The Missoula Prep Sports Network is Missoula's home for local sports. MPSN406.com has the news on Missoula and surrounding communities' sports heroes. Our mission is to make our local sports heroes feel just like sports heroes. Visit us today at www.mpsn406.com. Follow us on Twitter at MPSN406. MPSN406.com, Missoula's home for its prep sports heroes.
Welcome back to Missoula Prep Sports Network's coverage of the Northwest Regional Tournament 2016. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman for the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
2017.
2017, that's right. I apologize. I was mesmerized by your singing of Sweet Caroline there, so
Just
I was
the
off.
bum part.
Leadoff batter here for Hawaii at the top of the 5th. And that will be the one and only center fielder, Brandon Nakamura. Tied at 1 on the raw scoreboard here in the top of the 5th between Hawaii and Washington. 2 of the final 4 teams in the Northwest Regional Tournament. Missoula Mavericks and Idaho will play. Montana and Idaho will play at 7. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be hit out into center field, and the center fielder will get on his bike and slide in there. And he popped it out of the glove, but they're going to say that he is out at first with the pop out, or the fly out. And that'll take us to the third baseman, Jacob Yoshino.
And that was a great play by Hegelson, coming all the way across center field into shallow left center to make that play there. Chris, you said he got on his bike. I don't know, that might have been a horse or a motorcycle or something. He really had to get on that.
Jeb Callaghan on the mound, the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. First pitch to Yoshino is a strike. Yoshino, a right-handed batter, settles in. Here's the pitch by Callaghan. That one will go outside. It will catch the plate. Makes it 0-2 on the count. Callaghan struggled in the first 2 innings, hitting batters to load bases, both in the, was it the second and third, or was it the first and second? This one's going to be hit out towards the first baseman. He's got to look for it in the dirt. Races one by the first baseman, Dietrich, and that will be 2 down for Hawaii here, and that'll take us to the first baseman, Cameron Ching. Let us know that you're watching, folks. Send us a tweet at MPSN406, a message or on our Facebook page, MPSN406, at MPSN406. And if you don't have social media, here's the pitch. This one's going to foul up over the head of the first base dugout. Well, send us an email. Go to MPSN406.com and select the contact at the bottom of the page. In the on deck, the Access Fitness on deck is Kale Yoshino. Here's the pitch. This one will be fouled off the end of the bat, back into the netting. And we'll go to an 0-2 count here. Hawaii and Washington. Game 12 of the Northwest Regional Tournament. Winner moves on. Here's the pitch. This one will be fouled off. Looked like the catcher almost grabbed that one off the end of the bat the way it fouled off.
Callaghan so far 4.2 innings of work, 4 2/3 is what I should have said there. 2 hits allowed so far, doing a great job controlling hits. 1 run which was earned, but the alarming number there is 5 hit by pitches.
This one will be swung on, hit down the third base line. Third baseman will look at the ball as it goes into his glove, and the out at third, and 1, 2, 3 goes Hawaii. We'll have Washington's portion of the 5th in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome to Access Fitness, where there's no initiation fees and no contracts. You just get results. With the top-of-the-line equipment to help you reach your fitness goals at your convenience, and 5 locations in western Montana cities, no matter where you venture, you can access your fitness home. Access Fitness is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can work out at your schedule. Access Fitness, no initiation fees, no contracts, just results. Access Fitness is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament.
David Dietrich and the crew at iFlyFish Montana have you covered when it comes to all things fly fishing. Whether it's the scoop on the newest gear or images of the crew in their latest honey hole, iFlyFish Montana is your resource for angling in western Montana. David has immersed himself into the angler's culture in Montana to help you have the best fishing experience possible. Visit iFlyFishMontana.com to get the latest reviews on fly shops, river conditions, and more. iFlyFish Montana is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome back to Smoky, Missoula, Montana. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman on the call for the Northwest Regional Tournament for the Missoula Prep Sports Network. And we do have a new pitcher on the mound. That would be number 12. Oh, he's still there, JT Naviak. Leadoff batter here for Washington in the bottom of the 5th is number 14, Bryce Hegelson. We've got a special message here we want to send a shout out. This is from Heidi Hayashi. I want to wish the bestest pitching coach from Mid-Pacific, Coach Craig, a happy anniversary. Go Owls.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's a special one there. Bunt shown, fouled off for strike 1 for Hegelson. Keep them coming, folks. We want to hear from you. Hegelson settles back into the hockey lacrosse with batter's box. Here's the pitch. This one hit over the second baseman's head and into the glove of the right fielder. And that'll be out number 1 in the bottom of the 5th here. Washington and Hawaii tied at 1. That'll take us to the shortstop, Dak Archer.
Archer here tonight with a single and a walk so far, having a very efficient night up here at the plate in his first 2 at-bats.
Naviak settles in on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. That pitch is low and outside for ball 1. Saw some action in both bullpens so far. Might have been just a warning shot to the pitcher to tighten the screws in here. In the on-deck circle, access on-deck circle is Justin Vandenbrake. This one's hit to the second baseman. It hops in front of him, but he'll get it in the glove. The throw to first, and that will be out number 2. So that will take us to the third baseman, Justin Vandenbrake.
Vandenbrake, another player having a great night so far, 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. But you were talking there about Naviak. Naviak doing a great job so far, 4 2/3 innings, only 4 hits allowed for 1 run, which was earned so far here.
Here's the pitch by Naviak. That one's outside on the right-handed batter, but it catches the plate for strike 1.
Must have the bestest pitching coach.
That was awesome. That's really cool that they sent a shout out like that. Keep them coming, folks. We want to hear from you. Here's the pitch. This one will be fouled down the third base line, bounces into the bullpen, and it'll roll into the field of play. The left fielder will come out and toss it back to the dugout. Actually, he'll throw it down the third base line and get it back to the umpire. So Vandenbrake will step back into the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box with an 0-2 count. Naviak shakes off the first one and nods at the second. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one will head over second base. Center fielder's there. It's in the glove. And Washington will go 1-2-3. We'll have the top of the sixth here. Tied at 1 on the Raw scoreboard. Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Stitches of Missoula is your resource for embroidery and screen printing. Stitches can handle your large-scale projects for your team, special event, or for your organization. With their on-site graphic artists and design support team, Stitches can help you turn your idea into a compelling logo. Give Stitches a call today at 406-529-2632 to speak with their super friendly staff. Stitches is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Stitches, we make you look good.
Do you have a sweet video of your sports athlete? Did you experience a sports-altering moment or something at a sporting event that wowed the crowd? Go to our homepage at www.mpsn406.com and click on the Contact Us tab at the bottom of the homepage. Email us your video. We'll choose a new one every Monday, and yours just might go viral. Visit us today at MPSN406 on Facebook and Twitter. MPSN.com, Missoula's home for Missoula Prep Sports heroes.
Welcome back to Missoula, Montana. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman at Ogren Park Allegiance Field. Game 12 of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. We've got Washington and Hawaii knotted up at 1 here at the top of the 6th, and our leadoff batter is number 10, the right fielder, Kale Yoshino.
Kale Yoshino here tonight. One of the players who's been hit by a pitch here by Callaghan, one of the 5. That is, which is a majority of the batting order, I suppose.
Here's the pitch. That one will catch the outside of the plate on the right-handed batter for strike 1. Callaghan with a deep breath. More action going on in the bullpen down the line there. The Mike's Print and Copy bullpen. I'm wondering if that one's going to be a check swing, and he did not go. It evens the count out at 1.
Now, I think that down there is Michael Yamamoto.
Callaghan settles. Here's the pitch. This one will be hit at Callaghan. It'll bounce at the fringe over second base and rolls out into center field. And the runner will get on to lead off here. That'll take us to the catcher, Kyle Layugan.
Also, Cade Raposo out there warming up, currently for Hawaii.
And that will put JT Naviak in the Access Fitness on-deck circle.
And I was wrong. That's actually Jacob Yoshino warming up out there to the left.
So some action in that Mike's Print and Copy bullpen down the first base line for Hawaii. Runner steps away from first. No outs here. Top of the 6th, tied at 1, and the batter calls time and heads down the third base line here. Gets wants a little instruction from his coach, Dun Muramuru, and it's a quick one. He'll settle back in. Callaghan settles on the mound. He'll throw to first. Runner gets back, standing up.
You know, Callaghan, for having kind of the bumpy start he did there after those hit by pitches, really able to rein it in here. 5 innings of work, only 3 hits allowed, 1 run, which was earned.
Layugan settles back into the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Runner steps away from first, showing bunt. Runner's going to go, slides into second, and does he get the tag? No, he's safe at second.
Well, I think that was a good call out there by Jeff Maxey out of Greeley, Colorado, the umpire. Looked like on that slide he caught it, and it looked like he caught him mid-back, which arms extended on a slide. I think that means he got the bag. Good base running by Kale Yoshino.
Umpire Max Cannon says 2-0 on the count, points to the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Callaghan ready to go now. Pitch on the way. Bunt showing for Layugan. And that will catch the plate for strike one on Layugan.
We'll see, and that just goes to show the baseball IQ that Layugan is flaunting. When Kale Yoshino was at first base, he was doing nothing but cutting. But now, with him at second, he thinks maybe a sacrifice bunt, advance him to third, a chance for his team to score him.
Runner at second with a two-step lead. Here's the pitch. That one's outside. Moves it to a 3-1 count here. Top of the sixth, tied at 1. Washington and Hawaii. Winner advances to the semifinal game tomorrow morning. Missoula Mavericks, the Montana team, and the host, they've already secured a spot in the championship game tomorrow. They've got the only 3-0 record coming into today. Here's the pitch. This one will be hit off the end of the bat. It's high down the first base line. The right fielder says he's got it, and it will bounce in the bullpen, and he'll be short. It'll be a strike two with a full count at 3-2 now.
Spencer Bailey doing a great job getting all the way from center right field out into the bullpen there, and also Honolulu's bullpen abandoned at the time, which is
good because they had, what, 6 guys out there a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, because just at the beginning of the inning there was a whole group of people over there.
Here's the pitch by Callaghan. This one's going to bounce in front of the plate, out to second, picked up in the dirt. The second baseman can't get it. The runners will be at first and third for Hawaii with no outs here, and that'll bring up the pitcher, J.T. Naviak.
Naviak, the victim of 2 groundouts here so far, and we were talking about Layugan during his Layugan, I suppose, at his last at-bat there, about how he was just trying to advance the runner and didn't even need to do the sacrifice, got on base as well, kind of reached on an error there, but all's well as Kale Yoshino is now on third base.
Towsley steps in front of the plate to signal Washington the play. We've got a new batter in the Access Fitness on-deck circle. That would be number 3, Shea Yamaguchi. Naviak settles in. This one will be fouled off. Runners will hold at first and third.
Yamaguchi, a player we've seen get plenty of time out there in right field. Left field, I suppose, actually.
Naviak looks down the third base line, gets the signal. Runners step away from first and third. We're tied at 1 here. No outs, top of the 6th. Washington and Hawaii. Naviak, J.T. Naviak in the batter's box, showing bunt, fouled up, and it'll be strike 2. Yamaguchi will come out and snag the ball from behind the plate. Looking at this one this morning, preparing, I knew it was going to be another slugfest, as most of them have been here. Teams matching up pretty good, both of them juggernauts. Here's the pitch. That one's high, and we'll have ball 1 here for Naviak.
So with Yamaguchi in the on-deck.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. They'll call it a throw down first, and that will be out number 1. Runner advances to second, so the pass play, moving players on the bases with 1 out here, and that will take us to Shea Yamaguchi.
Who's replacing Micah Pai. Pai struggling with 2 strikeouts here tonight. Be interesting to see if his day is over or if there will be a further adjustment defensively.
It might be preparation for a new pitcher as well, as we're deep in the game here in the 6th, tied at 1. Here's the pitch. Reaching for it, up over the head of the pitcher, bounces, shortstop. The throw to first is not there in time, and he's safe. Runner scores for Hawaii. And with 1 out here, Hawaii takes their first lead of the game, 2-1 on the Raw Recycled Activewear scoreboard.
Well, and a great relief effort there. Yamaguchi coming into the game fresh. First swing, first pitch, a single out to right field, advance a runner, and get an RBI.
That'll bring us to the second baseman, Shayuan Matsushita. He'll settle in with runners at first and third, 1 out here. Top of the 6th, Hawaii 2-1 over Washington. That pitch is inside of the left-handed batter for ball 1. And stepping into the Access Fitness on-deck circle is Cade Raposo. Callaghan with the pitch. Hit down the first baseline. First baseman will throw to second. They'll get the out at second, but no throw to first. The runner comes down the line to third, and Layugan will make it 3-1 Hawaii here on the top of the sixth with 2 outs now.
Well, and that's a job well done there by Honolulu. They hit into the fielder's choice as Matsushita, and they might get an out on a base runner there with Layugan running, but Layugan able to get home and score the run for Honolulu.
That'll bring up the shortstop, Cade Raposo. He'll settle in with 2 outs, runner at first. Hawaii leads 3-1 over Washington. Here's the pitch. This one will be hit out into left field. It'll bounce in front of the left fielder, and Hawaii will have runners at first and second, and that'll swing us to the top of the batting order for Hawaii with the center fielder, Brendan Nakamura.
All right, are you ready for one of my crazy conspiracies of how the substitution's going to go?
Let's hear it.
So we've seen Yamaguchi stepping in left field for Pai. I think perhaps Pai could double switch with Jacob Yoshino, who could be making his way to the mound to replace Naviak. Is that crazy?
That is crazy. All right, we're set for our next batter, Nakamura, and he'll foul this one off the third base line. Strike one. We've got a new tweet in here from Jerry Churchill. Hey guys, keep up the good work. Can someone explain the bracket? What's with the bonus meaningless game Montana plays tonight? Well, they've got to play the game no matter what, because Idaho, Hawaii, and Washington have the same records. So somebody's got to be with those 3 records. They've got to play the tournament bracket no matter what and play it out, and then figure out who's going to play tomorrow morning to play in the championship game, because by the end of today we should have 2 teams that have the same record at 3-1 outside of the Mavericks, who if they lose to Idaho, even though they won the game last night at 3-0, they have the championship game. So they got to play the game no matter what just to play out the bracket so that we can figure out these last 3 teams.
It is confusing, though. I'm going to give Jerry all the credit in the world. I still don't understand it.
Thanks for the tweet, Jerry. We appreciate it. Hopefully that explained it. If not, send us another tweet, and we'll try to get a little deeper into it. Sometimes I take the long road around for the short answer. Top of the sixth. Here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt. Runners will advance from second and third. We've got 2 outs here. Brendan Nakamura. He's got an even count at 2. Hawaii leads 3-1 on the Raw recycled activewear scoreboard. Took their first lead of the game here in the 6th. And Jacob Yoshino's in the Access Fitness on-deck circle. Here's the pitch by Callaghan. That's outside, and we'll make it a full count at 3-2. Hawaii, 3 runs off of 5 hits. Washington, 1 run off of 4 hits. Washington with the only error on the game so far. Runners step away from their bases. Callaghan with the pitch. That one will be swung on and missed, and he'll retire the side with a K. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th with Hawaii leading Washington 3-1 on the Missoula Prep Sports Set Network. We'll be back in 60 seconds, folks.
Welcome to Access Fitness, where there's no initiation fees and no contracts. You just get results. With the top-of-the-line equipment to help you reach your fitness goals at your convenience, and 5 locations in western Montana cities, no matter where you venture, you can access your fitness home. Access Fitness is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can work out at your schedule. Access Fitness, no initiation fees, no contracts, just results. Access Fitness is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament.
Some changes in life are too painful to go through alone, and Cunningham Law can help in making difficult decisions from divorce to child custody. Kyle Cunningham focuses solely on family law. Cunningham Law will help you land on your feet when big changes come to your family and life. Visit www.familylawmontana.com or give Kyle a call at 406-203-4678 today. Cunningham Law Services. You don't have to go through this alone. Cunningham Law is a proud sponsor of the Northwest Regional Tournament.
Welcome back to Smoky, Missoula, Montana. Chris Stratton here, Taylor Featherman. And we've got the bottom of the 6th. Hawaii leading for the first time in the game here. They would get 2 runs there in the top of the 6th to make it 3-1 over Washington. The leadoff batter here for Washington is the second baseman, Xander Orudis, and we've got a message here from Michael Pye. Hey guys, following the game on Game Tracker while Micah's mom and twin sister are shopping. Shout out to the guys from LA. Go Owls.
Yeah, well, that's just, that's probably a good move. Sitting in the, probably outside the stores on the little benches.
That's right. That's exactly what I do.
Getting drug around. Well, hang in there, Michael.
You can follow us on your phone as well. Download the Missoula Prep Sports Network app. That pitch is inside. Catches the plate for Orudis for strike 1. Max Cannon, our home plate umpire. Chris Aldinger down the first base line. Jeff Maxey at second and Brian Larson at third. We're 4-man today. Swing and a miss for Orudis, and he was going for the full yard on that one as he uses the bat to lean on after the swing.
Well, and Chris, to literally no one's surprise, Yamaguchi just outright replacing Pye in left field. My bad. Another conspiracy biting me. As here is the pitch. That one outside, and that's going to be ball 2, even and out the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
So Orudis settles in. He's got an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch by Naviak. That one's in the dirt, bounces in front of Layugan, and we'll have ball 1. Got one here from CJ Slack. Mahalo, Chris and Taylor, streaming the game from Ice Garden in Hawaii. I'm not going to attempt to name the city. Go Owls, and Shea sending lots of aloha. Kiana, Meka, and Auntie CJ.
2 balls, 2 strikes here now to Orudis. And that one's going to be inside. Tear the phone book. That is a strikeout.
That'll bring us to the first baseman, Court Dietrich.
That there is going to be Naviak's second strikeout of the day.
So 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th. Hawaii leads 3-1 on the raw recycled activewear scoreboard. Dietrich settles in with a 1-0 count. Naviak with the pitch from the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound, and that one will be low, and we'll go 2-0. We've seen action in both bullpens here. We'll see what happens. And I got to update my information here, because we did have a change. And Yamaguchi is in left field. Good call on the switch there, Taylor.
Well, I mean, it wasn't the conspiracy I was expecting, but it never is.
2-1 on the count. Suz Cannon behind the plate. Naviak with the pitch to Dietrich. Swung on. This was going to go high down the first base line over into the general seating area. One of the Missoula Maverick players out there trying to palm it. That's Buchanan out there. Mavericks playing Idaho next. They're the host team. Some of the guys are sitting down in the picnic area down the first baseline. They usually have that first baseline dugout. Here's the pitch. That one's going to pop off the glove and into the chest of Dietrich. It's not a hit by pitch because it came off the glove of Layugan. So Dietrich will continue on here with a full count at 3-2.
Dietrich with 9 RBIs so far this tournament, a staggering number.
Here's the pitch by Naviak. Swung on, bounces out to short, picked up in the dirt. Throw to first is there in time, and that'll make it 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. Hawaii leads 3-1 over Washington. That'll take us to the catcher, Eric Towsley, and going to the Access Fitness on deck circle, Cody Crow.
Chris, Naviak having a great game so far on the bump. 5 2/3 innings here so far. 4 hits allowed, 1 run, 1 earned run. 3 walks, 2 strikeouts in 81 pitches.
Here's the pitch. That one's inside for ball 1. Next game coming up, Lewiston. They're in the building. They're going down the third base line. The Idaho representative, Lewis and Clark twins. Mavericks went down to their tournament this year. That one's going to be bounced down the third base line. The throw to first is there in time, and that will expire the inning. Hawaii holds off Washington. They've got the lead, 3-1. Top of the 7th in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Fitness is way easier easier when you're a part of an amazing support group. And group fitness classes at Fuel Fitness offer something for every interest at every ability level. The Fuel Fitness monthly calendar includes cycling, yoga, kickboxing, muscle pump, ULA, kettlebell, and so much more. I know, so cool, right? With a facility this big, there's always room for you. Make new Fuel friends and find out more at clubfuelfitness.com or take a tour at 1934 Brooks in the Holiday Village, Missoula. It's open 24/7.
Looking to build your sports apparel collection? Can't find your favorite player's jersey? Visit our friends at RA, Missoula's only recycled activewear store. With a huge selection of jerseys, activewear, and the largest selection of used sporting goods, RA is your one-stop shop location. Check out their online store at www.stores.ebay.com/recycled activewear and check out RA's selection of recycled active gear. RA Recycled Activewear is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament.
Welcome back to Ogren Park, Allegiance Field. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman with the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we have coverage of the 2017 Northwest Regional AA American Legion Baseball Tournament. Winner moves on to the series in Shelby, North Carolina next week, the 10th through the 15th. 4 teams left. Washington and Hawaii playing right now. Hawaii leading Washington 3-1 here at the top of the 7th. And the next game up, scheduled at 7, Idaho and Montana. Montana's already sealed their trip to the championship game as the only team currently with a 3-0 record. Everybody else has got a loss. Leading off for Hawaii here on the inning is number 11, the third baseman, Jacob Yoshino. Cameron Ching in the on-deck circle. Folks, we want to hear from you. Who you rooting for? Where you at? Maybe what you're doing. Send us a tweet at MPSN406. At MPSN406 on Facebook. And if you don't have social media, that's all right, folks. Go to our website, MPSN406.com. And at the bottom of the page, as this one's going to be fouled down the third base line by Yoshino for strike 1. Go to our website, MPSN406.com, and at the bottom of the page is a contact us link and send us an email. We'll send a shout out to you and give you a little love on air. We appreciate you tuning in to the coverage. Here's the pitch by Jeb Callaghan, and that one will make it 0-2 on the count. We want to say thank you, and we appreciate every single person that's tuned in all the way through the tournament here, cheering on your local sports heroes. And Taylor, I firmly believe that these young men are our local sports heroes. The reason why we sit in the sun all summer long with Legion Baseball, we pack into the gyms in the wintertime. We appreciate you cheering them on. You make them feel like the heroes they are, as Yoshino's got to jump out of the way on that pitch.
Yeah, Callaghan nearly just picked up his 6th hit by pitch, which would have been one to Yoshino Jacob, who hasn't had one yet.
Even count at 2. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be fouled, and the scoreboard says 3-1 count. We'll see what the umpire says. That one's fouled off regardless.
That's the second big-time foul we've seen from Yoshino. Sent one clear out to left field, right out into the grass, and then went oppo with that one there.
Here's the pitch by Callaghan. That one will foul off into the netting back at us. Batter will stay alive. The count is even at 2 as Game Tracker updates from 3-1. Jeb Callaghan on the mound here in the top of the 7th. Both teams letting their pitchers stand tall so far. This one will be batted down towards the shortstop. He'll juggle it, and gets the throw over there. And Yoshino gets on safe. Leadoff batter on here. And that will take us to the first baseman, Cameron Ching. So looking at Callaghan's stats here. Got to roll down here. 6 innings in, 3 runs allowed, 2 of them earned off 5 hits, walked 1, struck out 6, 100 pitches, 61 of those being strikes, but the big stat is the hit by pitch. That one I don't have in front of me. What is that, Taylor?
5.
5. That's a huge stat. That's 5 runners on base.
Well, and let's talk a little bit about Jacob Yoshino. 2 singles and a double here tonight in his 4 at-bats. He's having a great night. Here's
the pitch to Ching. Bunt laid down. It's going to go right at the fringe, and the throw will not be made to first, and with no outs here, Hawaii's got runners at first and second. With the right fielder, Kale Yoshino, getting on.
Ching.
Number 10, Kale Yoshino.
Yoshino going to the batter's box. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're all good. Kale Yoshino tonight, a single and a hit by pitch. We'll see what he can get going here against Callaghan.
Callaghan settles, runners at first and second. The runner at second steps away, two-step lead. Here's the pitch. Showing bunt. And it's strike one. Top of the seventh. Hawaii leads Washington 3-1. No outs here. They're threatening with runners at first and second.
Well, in a bunt to advance the runners would be just about par for a Murray team. We've seen him do it a couple times as Callaghan's going to take his time here out on the bump. Runners on first and second, no out. We've seen Murray go to the bunt here a couple of times. We'll see what he does here with Yoshino.
Kyle Layugan in the Access Fitness on deck. Here's the pitch by Callaghan. Bunt laid down the first base line. Beautiful miscommunication. And Hawaii loads the bases with no outs here.
3 straight singles here for Hawaii, 2 of which from bunts. It'll be interesting to see how much longer Callaghan can stay out here.
And that was strange as the pitcher, Callaghan, and the third baseman, Vanderbrake, just stared at each other as the ball rolled down the third base line.
Yeah, I think Callaghan thought not Yoshino, excuse me. I think Callaghan thought Vanderbrake was going to get that one, but Vanderbrake staying at his base to hold the runner.
That brings us the catcher, Kyle Layugan. He'll foul this one down the third base line. Loaded bases for Hawaii. No outs. Top of the seventh. They lead 3-1 on the raw recycled activewear scoreboard. And then the on deck for Washington is JT Naviak.
Well,
the Access Fitness on deck circle. More Maverick players stream in here now. That pitch takes the count even at 1.
Kyle Layugan so far tonight, or this afternoon, or whatever, 2 singles and a hit by pitch in his 3 at-bats. Hasn't had a bad at-bat yet, and this would be a big time to keep it rolling.
Loaded bases. No outs. Here's the pitch. That one's low. We go to a 2-1 count here. Now we do see some more action in the Mike's Print and Copy bullpen for Washington down the third base line. Number 24, Bailey Capoletti, steps back in there. Here's the pitch. It's low. Does catch the plate. And we have a full count here. It says even at 2 on the scoreboard.
And that's what the umpire signaling as well.
Game Tracker's got it 3-1. We'll go with the umpire.
Yeah, there you go.
Callaghan will step off the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Layugan settles back into the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Here's the pitch by Callaghan. This one hit over the second baseman's head into center field. Center fielder will back up. The ball is in the glove. There's the tag at third, the run home, and Hawaii will take a 4-1 lead here as Jacob Yoshino comes across the plate. 1 down, and that will bring us to the pitcher, JT Naviak.
Naviak struggling here tonight with 2 groundouts and a strikeout to his credit, but before this in the tournament, doing very well, batting .500, 5 for 10 prior to tonight, or this afternoon.
Runners at first and second now, 1 down, and Hawaii now leads 4-1. Here's the pitch. This one will be hit straight up over first base. First baseman says he's got it. It'll be foul, and that will be out number 2. That'll bring us to the left fielder, Shea Yamaguchi.
Well, and that was the last thing Coach Murray wanted there. As the second he saw that one get spiked straight up 90 degrees, he bent over and put his hands on his knees, knowing that that was going to put out 2 outs.
So Yamaguchi steps in for his second time of the game. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Hawaii leads 4-1, top of the 7th. Here's the pitch. That one will be low, outside for ball 1.
Yamaguchi in his first at-bat after replacing Micah Pye with a single, now here in his second.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in and cheering on these young men. A lot of people couldn't make it, so we wanted to bring this service to you guys so you could watch as the Osprey floats out in center field. And that pitch, even at 1, 2 outs here. Missoula Osprey Legion baseball team, the only team in sports that has their mascot living within the stadium in its natural habitat. Got an osprey nest out in center field. Here's the pitch. Outside, and we go to a 2-1 count. Runners at first and second. 2 outs. Top of the 7th. Hawaii leads 4-1 on the Raw Recycled Activewear scoreboard. Callaghan on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. He'll throw to first to get the runner back there. It's a high throw, but Dietrich out there at first. He's got to be, what, 6'7" maybe?
Yeah, I don't know. Tough saying. Tall kid, though.
Shiano Matsushita. Can't get it to come out now. Matsushita in the Access Fitness on deck circle. That one swung on and missed. Evens the count out at 2 for Yamaguchi. Capoletti continues to warm up in the Washington, Montana, Mike's print and copy bullpen. Here's the pitch. This one will be hit foul. It'll land in the picnic area down the first base line. Bounce around down there. Yamaguchi settles in to the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Runners at first and second step away. Callaghan will watch him, and now the pitch. Swung on. This one's going to go foul, just about the same line as the last one went foul. Actually, this one will land on top of the bathrooms down the first base line. Runners step away. 2 outs here, top of the 7th. Even count at 2 for Yamaguchi. Shea Yamaguchi in the batter's box. That one will bounce in front of the plate, and we'll have a full count at 3-2 now. Winner will move on. Final 4 teams of the tournament. Washington and Hawaii playing right now. Idaho and Montana will play next at 7. Here's the pitch. Runners will go. This one's going to be hit high over second base. Center fielder searching for it in the sky. He'll get it, and that will retire the side. Washington holds off Hawaii. They'll allow 1 run, though, to make it 4-1 on the Raw scoreboard. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
For over 30 years, Garden of Eden has passionately pursued to aid Missoula's area churches in their mission to evangelize the surrounding areas. Garden of Eden has a large stock of books, gifts, music, toys, and more. Stop in to visit their full-service coffee bar and luscious homemade fudge. Shop their online store and get free shipping on orders of $69 or more. Visit them at www.shopgardenofreden.com or stop by their store at 2621 Brooks. Garden of Eden is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports and the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is Missoula's one-stop shop for all your hockey and lacrosse needs.
Check this out.
It may be warm outside, but you can still take care of your hockey fix in their 1/3 sized indoor rink.
Really? Wow, crazy.
Stop in to 1010 North Avenue West and see what they have in store for your hockey needs. Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman at Ogren Park Allegiance Field. I hope you're standing up at home or your office, wherever you're watching the game, because it is the 7th inning stretch here at Ogren Park Allegiance Field. We've got a good one here. Hawaii over Washington, 4-1, bottom of the 7th, and our leadoff batter for Washington here is the designated hitter, Cody Crow. JT Naviak on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Here's the pitch. That one will catch the outside of the plate for strike 1. Naviak pitching a good one here. We'll take a look at his pitching stats. Naviak, 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run off of 4 hits, 1 run total. Struck out 2, walked 3, 83 pitches in, 50 of those have been strikes. Here's the pitch. And we'll have a 1-0 count, or an even, should be an even count. Pitch is on its way, swung on. Now the scoreboard says even at 1. In the Access Fitness on deck for Washington is Spencer Bailey. Naviak settles in. Here's the pitch. That one outside on the left-handed batter. And we go to a 2-1 count here. Here's the pitch by Naviak. And Max Cannon rips the phone book. He'll strike out the batter for out number 1, and that'll bring us to the right fielder, Spencer Bailey.
Cody Crow 0 for 3 here tonight. 2 groundouts, and now that big phone book tear by Max Cannon to signify a strikeout.
Mitchell Belton goes to the Access Fitness on deck. 1 out here, bottom of the 7th. Hawaii leads Washington 4-1 on the Raw scoreboard. That one will catch the outside of the plate for strike 1 on Naviak here on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound.
The 3rd phone book tear tonight for Naviak, as he's just maybe getting rolling.
Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Bailey settles in to the Hockey and Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be hit over the second baseman's head. It'll bounce in right field, picked up, and the runner will get on here with 1 out. That'll take us to the bottom of the batting order, the left fielder, Mitchell Belton for Washington.
Bailey tonight with a walk and 2 singles. Very, very, very efficient night here at the plate. Now as we move to Belton, who's popped out twice in his 2 at-bats.
Belton will settle in. Runner at first steps away. 1 out here. Bottom of the 7th. Hawaii leads 4-1 on the Raw recycled activewear scoreboard. This one's going to be batted out to the shortstop. He'll pick it up in the dirt. The throw to first is not there in time. And with 1 down here, Washington will have runners at first and second. And we've got a fresh batter. Nope, we swing to the top of the batting order here. For Washington is the center fielder, Bryce Hegelson, will step into the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. 1 out, runners at first and second. Going to the Access Fitness on deck circle is Dak Archer. Runners step away from their bases at first and second. Naviak will settle and the pitch on its way. This one will be fouled off into the netting for strike 1. Mavericks, the Montana representative and the host team, will play Idaho at 7. That's game number 13. Montana has already secured their spot in the championship game tomorrow.
Tomato.
Today, Junior. Here's the pitch. That one's a ball. Evens the count out at 1. Mavericks have secured that spot in the championship game. We've got the semifinal game at 1, and then Mavericks will play 45 minutes later. Naviak checks the runner at second. It's got a 2-step lead. This one's going to be hit high into center field over second base, and it'll be in the glove for out number 2. Runners will hold at first and second, and that will take us to the shortstop, Dak Archer. Archer batting .462 coming into today's game. So with 2 down here, runners step away from first and second. Bottom of the 7th. Hawaii leads 4-1 on the Raw recycled activewear scoreboard. Here's the pitch. That one will catch the plate for a strike. Ogren Park Allegiance Field, home of the Missoula Osprey Pioneer League rookie ball team for the Arizona Diamondbacks. They are our host. Osprey are on the road in Orem. Got a win last night. Naviak settles on the mound. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. This one will be hit into right field. Right fielder looking for it, and he's got it in the glove, and that will close out the inning. Washington will get 2 up. They'll leave them there, and we'll have the top of the 8th in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Mike's Print and Copy is your locally owned print shop. Whether it's custom letterhead or business cards, Mike and his friendly staff understand that your business is important to you and will make sure that your project is handled in a professional and timely manner. Drop into Mike's Print and Copy to have them take care of your printing needs. Stop by 1503 South Russell or give them a call today at 406-728-3363 to have Mike's Print and Copy take care of your printing needs. Mike's Print and Copy is a proud sponsor of high school sports in Missoula and the surrounding community. Advertising on the web can be intimidating. Where do you start? What is the most effective way to reach the audience you are targeting? Milk Crate Media can help you reach your audience, whether it's social media marketing or creating a unique commercial for streaming or radio advertising. Milk Crate Media can help you build a new website or rebuild your existing website that will bring users back again and again. Visit www.mcratemedia.com today. Milk Crate Media is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports in Missoula and the surrounding valley.
Welcome back to Smoky Missoula, Montana. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman here on the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we've got coverage of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. And right now, 2 of the Final 4 teams playing, Washington and Hawaii. Hawaii leads 4-1 on the raw recycled activewear scoreboard. And a call to the bullpen for Washington, the Mike's Print and Copy bullpen. That would be Bailey Capoletti on the mound now, the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound for Washington. He's warming up. Our leadoff batter for Hawaii, that will be, I believe, number 8. The second baseman, Shion Matsushita.
Matsushita tonight with a couple walks, one by balls, base on balls, the other an HBP, as you would say, hit by pitch.
Number 8, Shion Matsushita.
Matsushita will step into the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. In the on deck is Cade Raposo. Top of the 8th. Hawaii leads Washington 4-1. Here's the pitch by Capoletti. That one will be outside for ball 1.
So with Capoletti now on the bump, Callaghan 7 innings of work, 7 hits, 4 runs, 2 of which were earned.
That one will catch the plate for strike 1. Evens the count out at 1.
1 walk with 6 strikeouts and 5 hit by pitches and 117 total pitches.
Here's the pitch. That one will go off the left ankle of the catcher. Makes it 2-1 on the ball, on the count. Deep breath and a pitch by Capoletti. That one will catch the outside of the plate. That's the zone he was searching for there, Taylor. Evens the count out at 2. Looks like it's clearing off a little bit here in Missoula. Here's the pitch. This one will be foul hit. Bounces in the dirt, picked up at the fringe by the second baseman. The throw to first is not there in time. And Matsushita will get on at first. No outs. That will take us to the shortstop, Cade Raposo.
Raposo with an efficient night here at the plate. 1 walk via hit and also a single here to his credit.
And Brendan Nakamura goes to the Access Fitness on-deck circle. Capoletti looks at the runner at first, who's got a 1-step lead out there. Here's the pitch. Bunt laid down. It'll hop up in front of the plate, picked up by the third baseman. The throw down the line to first is there. The throw to second as the runner got off for a moment. They've got 1 down here, but the sack bunt did its job as the runner's at second now. That'll take us to the top of the batting order for Hawaii. Brendan Nakamura, the center fielder. He's had some good plays out there in center field today.
It's a small sample size so far, but Capoletti in 6 pitches, 4 of which in the zone. Might be his style, is just attack the zone.
He'll check the runner at second, 2-step lead. Here's the pitch. That one's going to come across the plate for strike 1. Looking at Callaghan's stats here, 7 innings pitched, 4 runs earned off 7 4 runs off 7 hits, 2 of those earned, struck out 6, walked 1, hit the 117 pitch mark, swing and a miss there for a strike, 73 of those being strikes. And we've got a tweet here from K Owls. Thank you for the coverage. Hope he's not making phone book terror gestures. Hashtag be humble, number 12. This one's going to be bounced out to the second baseman. He'll throw to first, and that will be out number 2 as the runner advances to third. Hawaii looking to advance, or build, I should say, on their lead. They are up 4-1 here in the top of the 8th. But with 2 outs, they're threatening at third. And that'll bring us to the third baseman, Jacob Yoshino. That one will be outside on the right-handed batter for ball 1 to Yoshino.
Yoshino with 2 singles and a double here tonight. Jacob, that is, having a very good night, as well as Kale.
Some twins on this Mid-Pacific team, the Yoshino brothers. He shows bunt. That one will be low. Makes it 2-0 on the count. 2 outs here, top of the 8th. Hawaii leads 4-1 on the raw recycled activewear scoreboard. Here's the pitch. This one's hit down the third base line. It's got some love there, but it's in the glove of the left fielder, and that will expire the inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th with Hawaii leading 4-1 over Washington. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Some changes in life are too painful to go through alone, and Cunningham Law can help in making difficult decisions from divorce to child custody. Kyle Cunningham focuses solely on family law. Cunningham Law will help you land on your feet when big changes come to your family and life. Visit www.familylawmontana.com or give Kyle a call at 406-203-4678 today. Cunningham Law Services. You don't have to go through this alone. Cunningham Law is a proud sponsor of the Northwest Regional Tournament. Stitches of Missoula is your resource for embroidery and screen printing. Stitches can handle your large-scale projects for your team, special event, or for your organization. With their on-site graphic artists and design support team, Stitches can help you turn your idea into a compelling logo. Give Stitches a call today at 406-529-2632 to speak with their super friendly staff. Stitches is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Stitches, we make you look good.
Welcome back to the Missoula Prep Sports Network's coverage of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. We've got Taylor Featherman and Chris Stratton here in the booth calling the game. Bottom of the 8th, Hawaii leads Washington, and we've got another contact from Michael Pye. Come on, Owls, I need one more day of tweeting the announcers. Michael's been giving us some love here throughout the tournament. We really appreciate it. Letting us know that Hawaii's supporting their players. Leading off here in the bottom of the 8th is the third baseman, Justin Vandebrake. And the first pitch to Vandebrake will send the batter down the line as he's hit. Is that the first time that Naviak has hit a batter?
It appears that way, Chris. That is the first hit by pitch for Naviak here tonight.
So that'll put a runner on with no outs. And coming to the plate now is the second baseman, Xander Arudis. He'll settle in, and Mura Maru will come out to the mound to speak with Naviak. We've seen some action in the bullpen for Hawaii down there on the first base line. Everybody comes in on the infield, and Naviak will hand the ball off to number 11, Jacob Yoshino. And Naviak will head to third in replacement of Yoshino.
Yep, just a trade-off.
So he'll warm up. We're going to step aside for 60 seconds while they let the new pitcher warm up. Hawaii leads Washington 4-1 on the raw scoreboard.
Welcome to Access Fitness, where there's no initiation fees and no contracts. You just get results. With the top-of-the-line equipment to help you reach your fitness goals at your convenience and 5 locations in western Montana cities, no matter where you venture, you can access your fitness home. Access Fitness is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can work out at your schedule. Access Fitness, no initiation fees, no contracts, just results. Access Fitness is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. Feel stuck to your computer when you're cheering on your Prep Sports hero when you can't make it to the game? Well, now you don't have to. The Missoula Prep Sports Network has the app for all of Missoula high school sports fans.
It doesn't get any better than this. This is the future.
Just search Missoula Prep Sports Network in either the iTunes or Google Play app stores and take the game on the go.
How fantastic is that?
The Missoula Prep Sport Network knows that life is busy. You don't have time to sit by the computer. Download the app and take the game with you.
Welcome back to Smoky, Missoula, Montana. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman on the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we have got continued coverage of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament here at Ogren Park Allegiance Field. And leading off here in the bottom of the 8th for Washington is... Actually, we don't have the leadoff. We just had a pitching change on the mound, so I'll calm down here a little bit. Xander Orudas in the box. The hockey and lacrosse Wolf batter's box. A runner at first. No outs here, and the pitching change is what we needed to talk about. Jacob Yoshino with JT Naviak going to third. So we'll look at JT Naviak's. Both teams making pitching changes here in the 8th inning. Naviak, 7 innings, 1 earned run, 1 run total. That one's going to be a wild pitch, and the runner will advance down. He'll come around second. He's got making his way to third. And now Washington in business with no outs here with a runner at third. Naviak back to his pitching. 1 run earned off of 6 hits. Walked and struck out 3 batters each. Had 99 pitches, 62 of those being strikes.
That there was just great base running by Justin Vandenbrake. Notice that that one kind of got away from Kyle Lyagon, and he wasn't really in a hurry to pick it up back behind the pitcher or back behind the catcher's plate, so he just went all the way to third.
Here's the pitch by Yoshino. That one catches the plate, evens the count out at 1. In the Access Fitness on deck circle is Court Dietrich. Bottom of the 8th, Hawaii leads 4-1 over Washington, and this one will be reached for. It'll pop over the second base and hop in front of the short center fielder. Runner will come home from third, and Washington will make it 4-2 with no outs here and a runner at first.
Well, and Chris, we've seen Jacob Yoshino on the bump before. There's things get interesting now. 4-2, just a 2-run game with a runner on, no out here. But Yoshino kind of playing the closer role here for this Honolulu team, coming in that late night performance against Cheyenne and closing things out with an inning and 1/3 work with only 1 hit allowed.
That brings us Dietrich. He'll hit this one past the shortstop. It'll roll into left field, picked up in the grass, and with no outs here, Washington with runners at first and second, looking to make it interesting, and that will bring up the catcher, Eric Towsley, and Cody Crow will go to the on deck, and we'll have a conference here as Muramaru will come to the mound. Lyugan, he's going to head back to the dugout here.
I think he's going to dump the gear and come in and pitch.
Let's see who we've got coming out of the dugout with the catcher's gear on now. That is number 4.
It's Gabby.
Gabby Galagam.
Gabby Galamgam, someone we've seen come in a couple times in catching relief for Kyle Lyugan. In just their last game.
And let's see what we've got here. What other switches they have. We're going to step aside for 60 seconds here while they let Lyugan warm up. Hawaii leads Washington 4-2. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Fitness is way easier when you're a part of an amazing support group. And group fitness classes at Fuel Fitness offer something for every interest at every ability level. The Fuel Fitness monthly calendar includes cycling, yoga, kickboxing, muscle pump, ULA, kettlebell, and so much more. I know, so cool, right? With a facility this big, there's always room for you. Make new Fuel friends and find out more at clubfuelfitness.com or take a tour at 1934 Brooks in the Holiday Village, Missoula. It's open 24/7.
Looking to build your sports apparel collection? Can't find your favorite player's jersey? Visit our friends at RA, Missoula's only recycled activewear store. With a huge selection of jerseys, activewear, and the largest selection of used sporting goods, RA is your one-stop shop location. Check out their online store at www.stores.ebay.com/recycled activewear and check out RA's selection of recycled active gear. RA Recycled Activewear is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament.
Fitness is way easier when you're a part of an amazing support group.
Welcome to Access Fitness, where there's no initiation fees and no contracts. You just get results. With the top-of-the-line equipment to help you reach your fitness goals at your convenience and 5 locations in western Montana cities, no matter where you venture, you can access your fitness home. Access Fitness is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can work out at your schedule. Access Fitness, no initiation fees, no contracts, just results. Access Fitness is a proud sponsor of the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament.
Welcome back to Ogren Park Allegiance Field. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman here. We've got the pitching change taken care of. Lyugan goes to the mound. Matsushita will be done for the day. And it looks like Yoshino heads over to third, and the new catcher, as we mentioned, is Gollumgom. Showing bunt is Towsley. And the first pitch to him is a ball, so a 1-0 count here. Hawaii leads Washington 4-2, but Washington with no outs here, threatening with runners at first and second. Here's the pitch. This one will be hit over the second baseman's head. It'll pop out into the field. Archer's going to bring the runner from second around to third. The throw home is not going to be in time as he reaches for the tag, and they say safe at home, and Washington makes it 4-3 over Hawaii. Or Hawaii over Washington 4-3. Washington gets the run to make it 3. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Cody Crow, with no outs here. Washington's got runners at first and second.
Well, and Towsley there breaking a dry spell. 0 for 3 before that at bat, and then with that single, now 1 for 4 here on the night.
Crow looks down the third base line. Archer with the signal. Runner step away from first and second. No outs here, bottom of the 8th. Yakima knocking on the door as they are behind 4-3 to Mid-Pacific. Washington and Hawaii on the field. Here's the pitch by Lyugan. Bunt, fouled back by Crow.
Chris, we've seen Lyugan on the bump before in their opening game. Their 6-2 win over Bozeman. Lyugan pitched 1 2/3 innings, 2 hits allowed, 1 run, which was not earned, with 1 strikeout in 23 pitches.
That's got to be a switch from catcher to pitcher. You've had 7 innings of heaters coming at you. Now you've got to switch up and throw the heaters. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be throw to second. Is there, but not in time. The runner will be safe, and the pitch will even the count out at 1.
I agree that that's got to be quite the adjustment there, but we've seen Lyugan do it now twice, so clearly a very versatile athlete.
In the Access Fitness on-deck circle is Spencer Bailey. Lyugan settles on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, and that will retire the batter as it was a 1-2 count, and Crow will make it out number 1. That'll bring up the right fielder, Spencer Bailey.
Crow not happy there, spiking his bat as he's exiting the batter's box, and that's the first strikeout for Lyugan here in his relief effort.
Last year at the Montana State Tournament, they got a player tossed by the umpire.
I imagine that's...
Runners at first and second, 1 out. Here's the pitch by Lyugan. That one's in the dirt for ball 1.
Well, and Kyle Lyugan came into this game adopting a pretty sticky situation. 1 run already scored while he's been in, but that will not be an earned run as he kind of stepped into that role from Yoshino.
1 out here, bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch. That one inside. Makes it 2-0 on the count. Hawaii leads Washington 4-3 on the raw recycled activewear scoreboard. But Washington knocking on the door with runners at first and second. The Yakima Pepsi Pack. Here's the pitch. This one will be hit towards the shortstop. He'll get it on the bounce. The throw to second for the tag. Throw to first, not there in time. They'll get one down and prevent the runner at second from being and loading up the bases. That'll take us to the left fielder, Mitchell Belton.
Belton struggling here tonight, 0 for 3 so far, but a hit here would go a long way in tying this ball game up heading here into the 9th inning, Chris.
That's right, Taylor. 2 down, runners on the corners for Washington. Belton steps in. Layugan on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound, checks the runners. And here comes the pitch from the right-hander. That one, just a hair outside on the right-handed batter for ball 1. (4-3) Hawaii over Washington. Layugan checks the runner at first over his left shoulder. Now the pitch. That one catching the plate, and I think that's the zone he was looking for in that first pitch. Evens the count out at 1. 2 outs here. Bottom of the 8th. Hawaii getting their 4 runs off of 8 hits. Washington, their 3 runs off of 9. Washington with 2 errors. Hawaii with 0. Here's the pitch by Layugan. This one will be hit out towards the third baseman. He'll throw to second. That'll get the out to expire the inning. Washington calls within 1, making it 4-3 on the raw scoreboard. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
For over 30 years, Garden of Eden has passionately pursued to aid Missoula's area churches in their mission to evangelize the surrounding areas. Garden of Eden has a large stock of books, gifts, music, toys, and more. Stop in to visit their full-service coffee bar and luscious homemade fudge. Shop their online store and get free shipping on orders of $69 or more. Visit them at www.shopgardenofreden.com or stop by their store at 2621 Brooks. Garden of Eden is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports and the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Advertising on the web can be intimidating. Where do you start? What is the most effective way to reach the audience you are targeting? Milk Crate Media can help you reach your audience, whether it's social media marketing or creating a unique commercial for streaming or radio advertising. Milk Crate Media can help you build a new website or rebuild your existing website that will bring users back again and again. Visit www.mcratemedia.com today. Milk Crate Media is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports in Missoula and the surrounding valley.
Welcome back to Smoky, Missoula, Montana. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman at Ogren Park Allegiance Field for the 2017 Northwest Regional Tournament. Game number 12, final 4 teams. 2 of them right now, Washington and Hawaii, battling it out. Top of the 9th. Hawaii leads by a tick, 4-3 over Washington here on the top of the 9th. And our leadoff batter for Hawaii is the first baseman, Cameron Ching. In the on deck, the right fielder, Kale Yoshino.
Ching, prior to his last at bat, struggling 0 for 3, but then righted the ship with a big single to drive in a run there in that top of the 7th inning.
So, batter settles in, Ching. Bailey Capoletti on the mound for Washington. This one will be golf swung over the shortstop, and he'll get it for out number 1. Both teams very capable of getting runs earned with a 1-tick lead. Hawaii wants to get a little breathing room here because Washington, as we saw on the bottom of the 8th there, able to get some runs going. Feels like the pendulum is kind of swinging in the direction of Washington here. So Hawaii wants to be able to get a cushion. And that will bring us the right fielder, Kale Yoshino. First pitch to Yoshino is a strike. In the on deck is Kyle Layugan. 0-1 count, 1 out here. Top of the 9th. Here's the pitch by Capoletti. That one outside, evens it out at 1. Deep breath and the pitch. That one will be outside, and we'll have a batter's count at 2-1.
Yoshino with 2 singles and a hit by pitch here tonight, this afternoon.
Here's the pitch. That one's outside, and it builds to a 3-1 count here. 1 out, top of the 9th. Hawaii leads Washington 4-3 on the raw activewear scoreboard. Here's the pitch by Capoletti. That one's outside, and he'll walk the batter. That will take us to the pitcher for Hawaii, Kyle Layugan. JT Naviak goes to the Access Fitness pitcher's mound. Runner steps away from first with 1 out here. Capoletti will check him before he settles on the mound. Deep breath, then the pitch. This one hit right at the pitcher, bounces to the second baseman. He'll toss it to short, throw to first, and that will expire the side. The 6-4-3 double play, and we'll go to the bottom of the 9th with a 1-point lead for Hawaii over Washington. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is Missoula's one-stop shop for all your hockey and lacrosse needs.
Check this out.
It may be warm outside, but you can still take care of your hockey fix in their 1/3 sized indoor rink.
Really? Wow, crazy.
Stop in to 1010 North Avenue West and see what they have in store for your hockey needs. Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. The Missoula Prep Sports Network is Missoula's home for local sports. MPSN406.com has the news on Missoula and surrounding communities' sports heroes. Our mission is to make our local sports heroes feel just like sports heroes. Visit us today at www.mpsn406.com. Follow us on Twitter at MPSN406. MPSN406.com, Missoula's home for its prep sports heroes.
Welcome back to Ogren Park, Allegiance Field. Chris Stratton, Taylor Featherman for the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Coverage of the 2017 American Legion Northwest Regional Tournament AA level here in Missoula, Montana. The 2 of the final 4 teams battling out right now. We've got a nail-biter as Hawaii leads Washington 4-3 in the bottom of the 9th. Our leadoff batter for Washington will be at the leadoff batter on this card, Bryce Hegelson, the center fielder. Dak Archer on the on deck. It's all or nothing for Washington here. They came back and earned 2 runs in the 8th to get within 1. Winner moves on. Deep breath and the pitch. This one will be bounced out. Shortstop will be able to get it, and it'll roll out into center field. Leadoff batter is on. That'll take us to the shortstop, Dak Archer.
Number 5, Archer.
Archer, left-handed batter, will settle on the Hockey and Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. The on-deck circle occupied by the third baseman, Justin Vandebrake. Archer ready for the pitch. On the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound is Kyle Layugan. They'll throw to first, the runner back in time. So Archer will settle in on the mound, or in the box. Runner at first steps away. He's got a 2-step lead out there. Here's the throw. Runner gets back just ahead of the ball. We want to thank everyone for tuning in to the coverage of the tournament. It's really special. You guys are making these young men feel like the sports heroes they truly are. Your support, cheering them on, even though you weren't able to make it here, makes them feel real special. So thank you. Max Cannon, the umpire, points to the mound, and Archer settles in to the Hockey Lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Layugan checks the runner at first over his left shoulder. And now the pitch. The runner looks like he's going to go. He's not. And the catcher with throw back to the mound. 1-0 count here for Archer. No outs. Bottom of the 9th. Runner at first for Washington. They're looking to get into this one. They're down 4-3 over to Hawaii. Throw to first. Runner gets back with the slide. Archer settles back into the lacrosse hockey wolf. Batter's box. Here's the pitch. Runner's going to go to second. The throw to second is there and in time for the out.
Hegelson upset.
They'll stop time, and they'll give the runner the base. As the third base umpire, Brian Larson, comes in, and that's going to mean that Hawaii's coach, Mura Maru,
coming out for an explanation.
he wants to go talk to Larson. Larson not even looking at now. Larson looks his direction. Brian Larson, one of the Missoula umpires, along with Max Cannon here in the tournament. And Larson's making him walk all the way out to above that third base for that conversation. Larson just shakes his head no, and coach has got to head back to the dugout. Wow. And coach will have a word to his pitcher on his way back. And now Archer heads down the third base line. Yes, Dak Archer down the third base line to speak with Mike Archer, the coach. 4-3 Hawaii. No outs here, bottom of the ninth. Washington at bat, trying to get one in here as they've got a runner at second. Dak Archer in the hockey lacrosse wolf batter's box. Kyle Layugan on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound, and the pitch is on its way. This one's going to be hit into center field. Back there with the catch. Runner will tag at third. The throw to the shortstop. They'll throw to third, but it won't be in time. And now the tying run is at third with one out here. That will take us to the third baseman, Justin Vandebrake.
Just like that, Chris, Washington sneaking right back into a very good offensive opportunity here. Now with Hegelson out there at third base, bringing up Vandebrake, who's been on fire tonight. 2 singles and been hit by a pitch. And Washington with a very good opportunity here with one out to tie this ballgame.
Layugan settles on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound, nods off the first one. Ready for the second. Here's the pitch. That one catches the plate for strike one. Game 13 coming up next, scheduled for 7. Idaho and Montana. Here's the pitch. This one foul down the third base line, and we'll have a scoreboard says even count at 1. Vandebrake settles back in. Xander Arudis in the Access Fitness on deck. Layugan settles on the Cunningham Law pitcher's mound. Checks the runner at third. Here's the pitch. This one popped up, and that's going to land right in front of us here. Oh, it almost bounced back in. That one almost got us, folks, as it bounced into the roof right above us here.
Chris made a real big screech there.
Yeah. A flinch and a duck by Featherman. 0-2 count. One out. Runner at third for Washington. They're down 4-3. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be hit into center field. The tag at third. The throw home. And it will not be there. And Washington ties it up at 4 here. In the bottom of the ninth with one out. 2 outs. And that'll bring us to the second baseman, Xander Arudis. Montana and Idaho waiting in the wings, Washington watching the game. Idaho down the third base line in the grassy area, sucking up some shade. Montana underneath the awnings down the first base line. First pitch to Arudis is a strike. Nobody on. 2 outs. Tie game at 4 on the raw scoreboard here in the bottom of the 9th. That pitch outside ties it, makes it the count even at 1. Washington, well, both teams wanting to get back in so they can play Montana in that championship game. Washington would fall 21-14 to Montana in their game. That pitch catches the plate for strike 2. Hawaii fell 10-4 to Montana last night, so both teams wanting to get into it here.
Chris, we've seen Arudis go yard before, something that in the current situation would be a walk-off.
Here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt. Evens it out at 2. Arudis settles back into the hockey lacrosse Wolf batter's box. Deep breath and a pitch by Lyugan. This one will be hit at Lyugan. It'll roll out into center field, past second base. Getting it on the knee is Nakamura. And with 2 outs here, Washington with a runner at first, and that will take us to the first baseman, Court Dietrich.
Well, and Court Dietrich here tonight with a single and a couple of ground outs. But coming into this tournament with into this game here tonight, Court had 9 RBIs, batting .357. Be interesting to see if he can keep it going here.
Lyugan with a deep breath in the pitch. That one skins the plate in half for strike 1. Tied at 4 here in the bottom of the 9th. Hawaii and Washington. The winner will move on. Here's the pitch. This one hit over the shortstop's head. It's going to bounce deep and it's going to roll all the way to the loading track. The runner comes around from third. He's going to go. Washington with the runner at home, and they will win the game to move on as Arudis comes across. Washington wins over Hawaii. They advance.
Wow.
What a game. Washington coming out at the end.
Court Dietrich with the huge walk-off double. And out there in left field, it just looked like Yamaguchi kind of knew that I would say the weight of the situation, because he wasn't able to field that ball cleanly and get it in, which ended up costing Honolulu the ball game.
So Washington moves on. They will play in the semifinal game tomorrow at 1. We wait to see with the game tonight. Idaho and Montana coming up next, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate all of your support, and the young man on the field, they're the ones that deserve it. Thank you for tuning in and cheering on. We'll have the next game up here shortly, right here on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.